And here we go.
5, 4, 3.
Call to me, lands far away.
Elves have forests to protect.
We need to build a wall.
Dwarfs their mines. Men their fields of grain. But we Harfoots have each other.
For I must now wander this wandering day.
We're safe.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel.
No.
Put up your sword.
The enemy is still out there. The question now is where?
It is over.
Nothing is over! Nothing! You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Darkness will march over the face of the earth. It will be the end, not just of our people, but all peoples.
Everyone!
I am sorry, but their time has come.
The past is with us all. The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
Away I must wander this wandering day.
To him finally being lionized in the prime, and his prime. Fuck.
Do it!
Shit.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams end. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Luke went from being, oh no. Welcome, Slayer Nation. I have some great news for you today. I hope you're all doing great. Nope, that didn't work. One more.
You have failed me for the last time.
Welcome, Slayer Nation. I hope.
If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.
That is eating away at what you love in order for it to shine. And one man's vision is... Sometimes you don't have to make things better for them to be great again. You merely have to Okay. Hollywood continues to slow boil the culture and crazy. Well, right now, Spider-Man actor Andrew Garfield has stepped up and he's fighting motherfucker.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
And unbearded dwarves, but Prime didn't stop there. They stapled in intersectionality, individuality, biddiga-dig-bee, biddiga-dig-boo.
So it begins.
At my signal, unleash hell.
and gentlemen, George the Giant Slayer.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Slayer Nation Live. I'm your host, George Molho. It is Sunday, August 10th, 2025, in the year of our Lord. How are you doing? I see we've already got people coming in hot. We got Bob the Lobster. He just gifted 5 George the Giant Slayer memberships. Way to go, Bob. Thank you. It is always a pleasure to have you here, sir. Please, everybody, go thank Bob the Lobster. Plus, we got Talitha 34. She just gifted 10. She's like, nope, I'm doubling down. Thank you, Talitha. Thank you. Both of you have beautiful souls. I really appreciate it. I see. Please go thank them. This is how we keep the lights on, grow our membership. And once I'm done moving the house, we're just going to have back-to-back member streams. I'm going to make it up to y'all because I love you. I miss you. We also had, I think, a couple more. Didn't we also have another chat? Let's just get them out now because people are excited. Patrick Robinson for $10. Weapons was one of the best horror movies of the year. Seeing Naked Gun tomorrow. You're going to love it. I love the first 45 minutes. After that, it kind of slowed down. But the first 45 minutes, great laughs, great laughs. Seeing Naked Gun tomorrow with the wife. Wife was going to go see Freakier Friday, but backed out. You know, I was really shocked. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. The fact that Fantastic Foreskins was knocked off the top of the charts, and it took number 3 this week because you had Weapons and then Freakier Friday. Thinking that Freakier Friday could actually do it, take out Fantastic Foreskins, was quite funny. Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle, member for 4 months. 4 months, groovy. That is right. It is groovy. Great to see you. I think we also got somebody else. Tender Warrior. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. Gifted 10 George the Giant Slayer membership. Please go thank Tender Warrior. This is the way we start streams. Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle for $3. Send in a super sticker. Let me see over here. He goes, how's it going? How are you doing, my friend? Great to see you. Great to see. I see Lucia's here. We got Eric K, King of the Mods. He is back. Dark Hierophant, Red French Moon, Sean Lasix, Rockefeller Plaza, William Barr, Eva Williamson. All my favorite people in the world. You know, it's just one of those days. I'm blessed. When y'all are here, it just shows it. I released a new video this week. It's like one a month so far, but now I'm back. If you haven't checked out my last video, not the one today, it's one, it took me a while, but it's on the Texas floods. Mostly it's about heroes versus villains. You had a lot of people during the Texas floods who were grifters trying to feed off the grief and pain of the innocent. Go check it out. If you like Megan's, go check out that one today, how they lost Netflix, Hollywood, Friends, and Megan even had to wish herself a happy birthday. Pretty sad. But we also have great news. One Piece set sail. They released the new teaser trailer for it. And One Piece Season 3 was already renewed. So it's coming. But I think the biggest news for me this week in the culture front was Gina Carano, which we're going to talk about because my very good friend Ron Coleman is here. We do FAFA with on Tuesday nights. It's the greatest legal mind in the country. But when I first saw the news that Gina Carano won, you know, she settled her lawsuit with Disney, which means she won. My first reaction was like, yay, she won. She nailed it. That's it. And then my second reaction, which also goes to show you why I was just telling the guys backstage, I don't post on X a lot because I always take a moment to reflect so it doesn't grow that much. My second reaction was, wait a minute, wasn't she going to take this all the way? And then I'm like, okay, I need to chew on this. I called a friend of mine up. I ranted for a little bit. And then I'm like, I'm going to go watch her Sean Ryan interview. It was almost 4 hours. And when I watched it, I realized, nope, she laid out her objective. She wanted to clear her name. She wanted Disney to clear her name. She wanted to drop this insanity, meaning have them admit what went wrong, settle it, and move forward to get back to work. So she's a champion. But I noticed how so much online, the people, whether they were shills, fans or not, they were divided. They were like, hey, you let us down. You bent the knee. No, she didn't bend the knee. what I realized was, is many of us, oftentimes, we place the onus, we place our hopes and aspirations for someone, our ideas on somebody else's shoulders. Gina laid out her objective. She stuck the landing. She won, and she showed people the most important thing, how to stand up and fight. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So everybody fuel those flamethrowers because we're about to get roasting. I got my good friend here, Verbal Riot. How you doing, Verbal?
Hey, how's it going? Doing all right, man. My rib seems to be healing up pretty nicely, thankfully.
Okay. Thankfully, thank God. Damn.
Yeah, it's been a rough week, but I'm able to actually move again. So
is that because you fell over laughing when Gavin Newsom told everybody he's coming for Trump because he's going to be president? And
I mean, it did make me laugh, and unfortunately, because I was in pain, it hurt when I laughed. So.
Yeah. Let's also bring out Ron Coleman, the legal eagle himself. Ron, great to see you.
Very good. I heard what you said from backstage. I'm not the greatest legal mind. I'm the greatest legal mind in the country on this show. That much I will say.
Okay, sir. Always humble. We also have Derek, the DA himself.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? Glad
Derek,
to be here as usual.
Good,
Ron,
good.
Dante.
It's good to see you. So it's like I was saying about Gina, because I really wanted to focus this, especially with Ron hearing about the case. When I first saw it, I was jumping up and I was excited. And then it took me a second. I was like, wait a minute, did she bend the knee? But I didn't post that. I reflected for a little bit. And then I realized I want to go watch her video again. And so I watched it and I want to play it for her, but it's about 2 minutes out of the 4 hours because she states what her objectives are clearly. And I think that's important for people to see because sometimes, again, like I was just saying, we all place our aspirations, what we imagine the other person should be doing. And come on, I've been through a lawsuit twice in my life. That's not a fun place to be. Lawsuits are not fun, and only God knows how long Disney could drag it out. Ron, how long, really? I mean, she took on the world's greatest media company, and she settled. But if Disney had wanted to, or a company like Disney, they could drag it out for a while, right?
Well, dragging it out isn't really in their interest either. It's this was probably going to go to trial early next year if things I think would have continued on. They would have finished discovery. There probably would have been some expert discovery this fall, most for summary judgment. California courts tend to be quicker than the ones out here on the East. So I don't think timing was so much of an issue. But as you point out, she is the one with the greatest interest in getting it resolved so she can get back to work while she's, still got something to sell.
Yep. I agree completely. We can hear it from her say further in the video that, again, she wanted to get back to storytelling. She wants to work. Now, Dante, you know Hollywood, right? Now that Disney, and we're going to read her public statement in a second, and then Disney's. Now that Disney has said, hey, we're going to shake and make up, and we're going to look for something to work with her in the future. You think that's for real, or is that just for?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay,
absolutely not. That is, and maybe Ron can chime in on. That's lawyer talk. That's corporate talk. That they have no intention of working with her again. That's something that they say to try to save face, right? This is something that they're. Look, here's the thing. It's not even in her best interest to work with them again.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So there's no way that they're saying this to try to appease. Now the ironic thing is, if they actually did do something with her, they might make some money. Like people might actually go watch their shit, right?
Yeah,
but Disney isn't that. They're not that smart, so they're not going to do that. They're
no Mando Grogu Gina.
Oh, look, what's funny is if they decided to put her in that movie would probably make money.
It would, yeah, because I have no
thing
interest
about
in
all
that
of this.
movie at all right now. I have zero interest in watching Mando and Grogu. But if Gina showed up, I think a lot of people would go and check it out because it's the return of Cara Dune. I think a lot of people would go check it out.
But we have to remember, this is a company that prioritizes ideology over profit.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
no, this was all phony. This is all fake. They're not going to work with her again.
So the one thing I think, and maybe Ron can also chime in on this, I think this opened the door for maybe other studios to feel comfortable working with Gina again, because now that Disney has come out and said, okay, Gina is a wonderful person. She got along with all the directors, all the actors, everybody on the cast. She was a nice person working on her craft. I think that was an important statement to make so that everybody would say, okay, you know, if the House of Mouse is good and they're claiming, quote unquote, claiming that they are looking at future projects with Gina, then maybe it's okay if I want to bring Gina into a project. Maybe that's, you know, like Warner Brothers or Universal or somebody else might say, okay, it's okay to work with Gina Carano because, you know, like you said, Disney's the biggest, you know, player on the planet. And if Disney blacklists you, then everybody's probably blacklisted you. But if once they say it's okay, then that door opens up. So I think that was absolutely crucial for that statement to come out, you know, from Disney to say, it's okay, go ahead.
But they're not going behind the scenes, right? Like this was just, you know, this is BS. Don't hire her.
Well, they put it out there as a public statement. So to me,
I know.
that's
no, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So Ron, here's my question. Well, I have several for you. So we'll go the first one. Since she took on Disney, one of the biggest entertainment giants in the world, companies, walked away, is going to walk away with a settlement backed by Elon Musk. So do you think, in your opinion, is this like a one-off win? Or are we going to start seeing a sign that cancel culture is starting to lose in court?
I wouldn't put too much stake in this specific case.
Okay.
I do think that what Derek and Verbal said are 100% right. You don't want to work with a company that you've already had this kind of experience with. And it's not only that, you know, I believe that in the C-suite, they are getting the message about how bad woke, woke values in entertainment are for their top line. But as I've said many times on this topic, Disney's problem isn't just a management problem. The entire company is saturated with woke sensibility and woke values. So there isn't a place for her to work. I do think, I mean, certainly to go behind her back and slam her, that would put them at great risk. I don't obviously have access to the settlement agreement, but that would be crazy town. That's not something for them to do. And the fact that, I mean, you know, to answer your question now, that I've kind of framed it a little bit, George, a little bit more directly. What's really important here is that she won the motion to dismiss. She got past the motion to dismiss, and that's a really important precedent. It's not a binding precedent because it's only at the district court level. Although Disney did roll the dice and try to get, foolishly, it was a real step on a rake moment for them, but that's, I'm sure, what the client told them to do. They tried to get an immediate appeal, which is not typically available in federal court. This is an entertainment emergency, you know, and that fell. It is a landmark case, even if it isn't a case that necessarily will control future cases. That's when Gina won, and nothing else really matters. Everything beside, I mean, she has to rebuild her brand, and it's going to have to be in an environment, and you guys know Hollywood a lot better than I do creatively, but sort of politically speaking and from the client management point of view, there wasn't really a lot of sense in her continuing the litigation. You know, a lot of the excitement about this was that she's, you know, who's going to get on the stand and who's going to admit
Discovery.
to what. Right, the old discovery stuff, but most cases don't go to trial, and there's simply too much at stake for both sides to submit things to the madness of a jury trial. Yeah. She won. this is a good time for her to, get on with getting back to work. I don't know how much, and again, this is an entertainment world thing more than a lawyer guy thing. How much does it really matter that it doesn't matter so much that Disney said she's okay? No one believed Disney for a second that she was anything but okay. What matters is that Disney did have to, eat humble pie here. That's the win. That's the win. And what it mostly means more than anything else is that companies are going to be a little bit less bold. If anyone wants to do this again, and it will happen again, Disney is bad, but all of Hollywood is still so disconnected from the rest of the country, much less the rest of the world. Worldwide studios are eating their lunch. Hey,
Ron, let me ask you this real quick. If do you think Disney would have settled if Kamala would have won?
That's a great question.
A good question.
I'll go with great.
Yeah, it is a great question.
No, I mean, really. The culture has changed, so that's the only reason I think they settled. But if Kamala would have won and the culture would have stayed the same, would they have settled?
Your guess is as good as mine. The fact is, I don't know how much Kamala would have really changed things in terms of the culture. I think the movement.
Well, not so much Kamala changing it, but the thing is, there was a certain culture with that administration in place. So what I'm saying is, if that administration stayed in place and the culture that came with it, would Disney have catered? Have settled, or would they have kept fighting?
I think they might have been more emboldened. That's a very nice point.
I think the article kind of hints to that.
Yeah.
If you want, let me bring it up real quick. I think it hints to him because of a couple places, just to interject one moment. Here it is, deadline. Because it was interesting the way they framed it in this one paragraph. Here we go. Hoping this brings some healing force to the force. That was Gina Carano. She later put out a full statement, which we're going to read in a minute, thanking Musk, a man I've never met, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Carano added, I'm excited to flip the page and move on to the next chapter. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. Read Carano's full statement below. And here it comes. On the other side, in this era of knee bending and ring kissing in the face of MAGA forces, the House of Mouse once again today adopted that trying to please red state tone it has been putting out there since Donald Trump took back the White House last November. A tone that was reinforced late in 2024 when Disney paid the POTUS elect $15 million to settle another lawsuit in what is still widely seen as a shakedown capitulation. I think that right there it kind of is hinting, wouldn't you think, Dante or Ron, that if Kamala had won, they might have not had this attitude.
That's the opinion of the person who wrote the deadline article.
I know, but it's throughout. It's in about 10 different magazines. They all are saying, would this have happened? They're like, I think it wasn't Variety. I think it was Gizmodo plus Fast Company said, yeah, these guys wouldn't have settled if Trump wasn't here. But again, it's the writer.
Yeah, everybody's kind of saying that now because of the, Stephen Colbert situation. They think that everybody's bending the knee to Trump and, MAGA, as the article just said. So I think there's definitely something to that. Maybe if there's a different regime in town, everybody's a little bit more comfortable with saying no, because does Trump win his lawsuit if he's not, does he win some of these lawsuits if he, or do they settle out of court if he's not the president? And if they don't need, like if Paramount doesn't need this, I think Stephen Colbert lost his show because it just wasn't making any money.
Well, lost $40 million a year.
Right. They're losing
very convenient. I think actually, Derek, you're hitting the nail on the head. It's very convenient for the corporate / state media to say that this wouldn't have happened but for Donald Trump, because we know that everything from sunspots to the heartbreak of psoriasis is Donald Trump's fault. So rather than acknowledge a legal or a cultural or a moral wrong, we can just say this is just power politics and this is just Trump throwing his weight around. I frankly don't buy it. The suit was filed before Trump was elected.
Yep.
It was backed by Elon's money, and the decision was denying the motion to dismiss was written by a Democrat-appointed judge. So I think that, frankly, again, it's just real convenient. What's going to happen when Donald Trump finally leaves office and things don't just go back to what they were, which is what's going to happen. They're not. I mean, we're all worried that they will, but they won't. There's many substantial things have changed, and they're not going to go back. And they're not going to be able to blame Donald Trump. Of course, whoever's in office is the next Hitler. I understand that, but
okay, Ron, here's another question I have really quickly too. Like, so just to put everybody's mind at ease to some degree, realistically, will we have seen those files from Disney?
It's possible.
Realistically.
Well, no, realistically, in terms of how things really go.
Yeah, like will we have seen those emails? Like would that have really come out?
It could have, because it would have been filed either as part of a summary judgment motion, or if it had gone to trial. But again, with stakes this big, even though like Gina is not the biggest star in the world, right, but she got a toehold, she got attention. She's a fan fave. She's a blue collar fave.
Right.
So it could have happened, but you're 100% right. The job of the general counsel of Disney is to make sure it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
However, by virtue of it not getting out, again, not only did they lose that motion, but they pretty much confirmed that this is what they paid for. They did. Right. They were worried because the economic loss to Gina here, not the strongest part of her case. Not the strongest part of her case. She had a contract that wasn't renewed. You have the whole problem that I've talked about many times, that when it comes to discriminating against talent, you got to overcome a burden of demonstrating that this person would have been cast, would have been successful, would have been merchandised. That's really, really tough.
And that's why trying to prove someone was blackballed is very hard to do in Hollywood.
In Hollywood, especially. And that was what Disney was relying on. Yeah. And that was, but what the judge said was, you might be right, but that's going to be whether or not Gina proves her case, not whether or not she can state a case. So it's always going to be tough. And look, there's so much about Hollywood that is different from the way other
world
enterprises work. Maybe someday the IRS will take a look at their accounting practices.
That would be funny. Yeah. That would be funny. What I always found interesting is that she never, I don't know if she could, but she never went after her manager in the agency who dumped her the second she was fired. I thought that would be similar. Because in the interview, she
might very well have felt, look, I was fired. I lost out on the opportunity to work on a very big case early in my career because I was on the case. I was part of a team, and I was sent down to Memphis and to interview a bunch of guys who worked at a chemicals plant. And the word got back from the Memphis office of this client: don't send the Jew boy down again. Our guys are not comfortable with him. And the Sicilian, who was the client representative in the firm, took me off the case. I could have sued, but you don't always want to shit the only place that you have to sleep.
Right.
And I still thought I had a future in that firm. And do you want to be known as that guy? And the fact, and this is exactly the point of what Gina has been saying, right, in that excerpt that you just showed. I want to work. I'm not looking to, I did have something to say, but I'm not looking to overturn the whole system. Guess what? The system worked for me. I got to do something that I really like, and I want to keep doing it. So that is very frequently, big fucks little, right? That's not going away anytime fast.
Well, good. So do you think there's a possibility that this victory, this settlement could lead to, again, in a way, a pushback, to setting a precedence against a pushback against the corporate cancel culture?
They're going to be more careful.
Okay.
They're going to be more careful. But being more careful also isn't only a a surface thing. It does reverberate through the culture.
Right.
It means that your GC is going to tell you, if you're smart enough to involve him, your general counsel, in the decision making, this might not be the move. And actually, just to kind of square the circle, she might have understood why her agency dropped her, because that's even harder to prove. First of all, I mean, they're saying this is freaking bad for business.
Yeah.
They're saying put the agency out of business.
Gotcha. Well, let's read what they said. Let's read a little bit more, and then we'll move on. We'll look at some of the questions and super chats. The Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in our pending lawsuit against the companies. Ms. Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. I find it odd they didn't say producers or the head of Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy loved her. There's nothing there about them. No, Dave Filoni, nobody else. It's just I've seen so many people talking about, oh, she's going to be in the next Grogu film. They're going to be bringing back, what was it, Rangers of the Republic.
Yeah.
Rangers, all that. It's just,
if they were smart, but like Dante said, they're not smart.
Yeah, I know. And here's her statement. I want to read her full statement. Where did we go? Gina. Fletcher, get the super chats ready right after I read this so we can take people's questions, because I saw a few. Let me read this first. I have come to an agreement with Disney Lucasfilm, which I believe is the best outcome for all parties involved. I hope this brings some healing to the force. I want to extend my deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to Elon Musk, a man I've never met, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Thank you, Mr. Musk, and X for backing my case and asking for nothing in return. To my lawyers at Sharon Jaffe, who walked me through this unknown territory, thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I am humbled and grateful to God for his love and grace in this outcome. I'd like to thank you all for your unrelenting support throughout my life and career. You've been the heartbeat that has kept my story alive. I hope to make you proud. I'm excited to flip the page and move on to the next chapter. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. Yes, I'm smiling from my heart to yours. See, I think she said it all. She got what she wanted, which is, hey, you love that. But I think she also taught many people that you can stand up for what you believe in is right. And I think that's an important lesson. And that's something that I found, whether it was on X or Instagram, a lot of people miss that boat. Wouldn't you agree, Derek?
Well, it's a little bit easier with Elon's money. You know what I mean?
It is, but they're missing the point. They're bitching about the fact that, oh, she didn't make them give the discovery. I'm like, wait a minute.
People were fighting like you said, George. Everybody was fighting their battles through this case.
Yeah,
like they wanted to take Disney down through this case, which is, I understand because I wanted Disney to bleed as well.
Me too. I agree.
I kind of got the feeling early on that Disney wasn't going to let this get to anything damaging to any of those, executives. Like, nah, we'll settle before we go to that. It's like everybody's got a price. Write Gina a check. Give some sort of a statement.
Always. Yeah. You can't second guess someone, as George said. If you've been through litigation. There's just so many good reasons to not continue litigating.
Yeah. And Tom is joining us for Midnight's Edge. Tom, you have an opinion? What do you think about this Gina win? Tom will tell us in a second. All right, let's take a few super chats. Mama Pinks for $5. My last job for my preferred gender. Said beep bop boop.
Nice.
I love that. She also talks about that on the Sean Ryan interview. And you haven't checked it out. Yes, it's 3 hours and 45 minutes, but it's worth it. He does a deep dive. I respect Sean Ryan. I just don't like his interview style because it's very slow. But it's good for a long listen.
Gina would fit a lot of good parts with James Gunn's DC. That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, if James Gunn were smart, he'd be looking at this like, yeah.
Who could she play? Not Wonder Woman.
Oh, no. There's a character, one of the new guys named Big Barda. But that
I know Big Barda.
Granny Goodness.
Ooh. Granny Goodness. Yeah, she there's a lot of things she'd be great for, man.
She would be. She would be. That's a good one. Tom, are you back?
Such a Tom move.
Yeah. What do you know in the case?
You know, he checks it off. It goes into his IMDb, and he's done for the day.
Anything to add, or?
Well, I mean,
Oh, there he is.
Ron kind of said a lot of the stuff I would have said anyway, and
then there's that.
And then there's the other side of it too, where it's like, yeah, I mean, it's I see it as a win, I guess, in a way for Gina and certain parties involved, but you know, at the end of the day, did she really? We have yet to see what's going to come of this. So, like, if she's in Star Wars again or gets some kind of movie deal, then that's one thing. But otherwise, I see this as another big corporation writing a check and it making it go away. Because until she's actually vindicated somehow, I see no apology. I see no admittance of wrongdoing on Disney's behalf. And the statement they put out is, no offense, Ron, but some of the most lawyer speak I've ever seen in my life, with the whole, like, we are investigating opportunities to possibly work with Gina Carano, maybe someday in the future. That'll probably never happen. Right? Like, it is such a loophole bullshit I've ever seen in my life. So unless she's got it in writing somewhere, like, you know, as Ron was playing, we'll never know for sure what she got out of this deal, because it's all probably wrapped up in a nice, tight NDA. And Disney and Gina will never speak an ill word about each other again. But like, it's also funny how I noticed that, you know, they left out producers and executives in their statement.
I was just
some others that, like, there's a lot of like little loopholes and just a lot of stuff that makes me feel kind of like wonky about this. And I get it. It's her case. She can make the decision on her own. Good for her. She won whatever she feels like she got out of this. She says she's happy with, and for the people around her, so fine. Maybe she'll be back in Star Wars. I don't know yet. But until she's actually in a movie that's a studio picture, as far as I'm concerned, the general public still sees her as canceled and blackballed.
Now, let me tell you that, okay, if I were Gina's lawyer, what you would not know is that I can't imagine settling this case without making... See, the thing about Disney is they have so many relationships with so many different kinds of relationships.
Studios.
So many that I would say, listen, it doesn't have to be in the press release, but there's a difference between, exactly as Tom says, there's a difference between you'll never work in this town again and working. And I would say she's got to be in 2 projects in the next 2 years. You're going to make it happen. I don't care what studio it is. I don't care what the tombstone says. You're going to make it happen. She's got to get back into the swim. We're not asking you to underwrite her career for the rest of her life, but you're going to get her projects. That's the only way. If that case wasn't settled this way, then now remember, I'm always saying whenever people ask me about cases, you know, that are public, if you don't have at least one side's full file, I used to say the Redwell, but no one uses Redwells anymore. I don't even use them anymore. You know, but if you don't really have the file, you don't know what the limitations of your client, what is dragging on your client, what issue you don't know. And it's so easy to second guess. And there's an entire industry, all my friends on LawTube second guessing other lawyers. I get that. But that is the only way I could see recommending to my client, especially one who does not need money as such. You get her back in the business. And I really don't care what you say. we can make it look to all the public like a draw, but she's got to work again, because the way you left it, she wasn't going to work. You get her into something. That's how I think it's going to go.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And that's where I'm coming from too, is like, yeah, I mean, screw the public announcement. And I agree with you, Ron. Like, there's nothing that says that they would have said it. But I do feel like if Gina knew she was coming back to Star Wars, she would have said something about that in her announcement. And I didn't see Star Wars mention anything in her announcement. Didn't see Star Wars mentioned anywhere in anything else.
Maybe she wants to do something good, though.
It could be like, I made the joke that, like the quote goes in Deadpool, you're kind of entering the franchise at a low point, right? Like, I mean, like, that's kind of where she's back at this. It's like, does she even want to be back in Star Wars anymore? I think she does. And I think that was part of her initial deal. But I agree with you, Ron. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether she's in Star Wars or something else. She has to be in a studio picture or two for the public to see her, so the perception is out there, because otherwise she is still in the same place she was when she filed this lawsuit. And I agree with you, like, dragging this lawsuit to its inevitable ending, even if she would have won or lost, doesn't really matter, because she would have lost in the perception of it would have made her unworkable in Hollywood. Like, nobody would want to work with her, and they already don't. But in this case, with her settling, at least it opens the door. And as long as there's possibilities out there, as long as Disney fulfills some sort of, like, if there's a deal that they have to get her in something to kind of make it look like, no, she's not canceled anymore, kids. That's the most important part to this whole thing, because otherwise it doesn't matter how much they wrote her in checks. Because from what we're hearing, I don't know for sure how legit this is. She was initially only asking for $75,000. And I think you brought that up too, George. But at the end of the day, I'm sure they had to pay out X amount and whatever to make it go away.
Yeah, I don't think it was the money. I don't think it was the money, Tom.
Yeah,
I agree with you. And
I think it has something to do with other things. The money part is just to pay off, Elon's lawyers and other things in the court costs and all that kind of business, which I'm sure was part of the settlement with Disney.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have ever seen any like footage of Gina on the circuit with the conventions and hanging out with fans that are cosplaying as Cara Dune. It was almost like brought a tear to her eye. You can see how much she loved playing.
That's the one thing I could see where she would want to be part of Star Wars. And again, we could be wrong. They could be turning around and she could have a cameo in the Mando movie and end up still getting the show. That might have been part of the deal. Who knows? But again, the other side of this, and I don't know if Ron got into this because I didn't get to hear the whole bit of this, but like another thing Disney didn't want beyond the Discovery, right? Discovery is bad enough. But remember with the Amber Heard trial, how much of a circus it was to have certain people involved. Like, I mean, if anything, I think Jerry Bruckheimer was the next biggest name involved in that court case besides Johnny Depp. Can you imagine if we'd have had Jon Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, Pedro Pascal, and God knows how many other people involved with this that would have been brought onto the stand? Like, this could have been a circus, and that's what Disney wanted to avoid more than anything. They're probably less worried about the Discovery than they are the media circus that this would have been surrounding this, because you would have had all these people have to come out here and really, we all know at the end of the day, Ron's right too. They didn't have a contract. So Disney kind of had a little bit in their favor as far as probably dragging this out and winning this. But the problem you have now is that there was the public perception. Gina has tons and tons of like Hollywood Reporter articles and Variety articles where they splash right on the main headline, Gina Carano fired, right? So she has that in her favor, and Disney didn't go out of their way to try and squash that. Right. And they even doubled down on it in some points where she had that in her favor too, where you had people that were in the company actually bad mouthing her. So like this whole thing could have gone on for like 3 years. That's what I would think. What do you think, Ron? Like how long could this thing drug out? Like, because it wasn't even supposed to start till next year.
Yeah. I thought that before you came on, I said, if there were a trial, it would be next year. And then there would be appeals. And that's just weight on any corporation. On any business, and it's also weight on her.
Right. Yeah. And especially if you haven't been through a lawsuit, they're not the fun things. I don't care which side you're on.
But also to piggyback on what Tom was saying too, really quickly, is that if they would have dragged this out, people had to like testify. This doesn't just affect like Lucasfilm; it affects all of Disney, right? And then you have Pedro Pascal, who is now the poster boy for the MCU, and they have to drag him into court, and all of this would have been bad on every single level if it went to court for Disney.
And remember, she said, Dante, you brought up a good point. Remember, she said how, which is odd to me, but she loves Pedro. Peeps is her pal. And she said how all, they were great. But the thing is this is kind of similar. It's not similar, but we also had Scarlett Johansson. Remember during COVID, how they had with Black Widow. Didn't they settle? Didn't they? What was it? 20 million?
Yeah, that was a little different, but yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
They're like, we look forward to working with her when it was all done. I don't know if she's ever going to come back for Marvel.
I don't think she will, because she had because she had another picture that was lined up that I think fizzled out, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, it did, because she wanted a theatrical release and all that crap.
Well, at least she had contracts on her side. See, that's the thing. Gina didn't really have anything contractual on her side, unless she had a string of emails from like Jon Favreau and maybe some other executives claiming we're planning to do this, we're planning to do that, but plans don't mean shit if you don't have a contract.
Absolutely.
Is Favreau even still with Disney, or?
Oh, good question. I don't know. That is a good question. I will look into that. But I think Ron is right. I think there's obviously, what does she want? What she has stated over and over again on Sean Ryan, on Valuetainment with Patrick Bet-David, any interview she's done, she wants to get back to work. So that had to be what it's, because what's the point of settling? She doesn't need the money. So no matter how much money you're going to give her, if she wants to act again, if she wants to be an artist and tell her story, that's it. Nothing else matters. So we're going to see in the next 24 months what she's going to be a part of. And now let's take these super chats. I think we have a few questions about it. Fletcher, bring them up. Mark Daly for $5 in the name of all that is holy. Boycott all things Disney. I love you, Mark. That is beautiful. Graph Webs. Passion is spreading. John Maynard for $5. What are the chances that Disney and or other companies relegate her to 10-second cameos, then rush her off the set? Good question. I don't think she'd be happy with that. I mean, I don't think that's her deal. Like, just flash my face and blink and you'll miss me.
That wouldn't be the deal. You'd have to say it would have to be, a featured role. I mean, these are all defined terms in the business.
Right.
And under the Screen Actors Guild, working, work rules. So that's not hard for them to. That would be easy for them to put into the contract. And if it's not in the contract, then it's John's right. It would be kind of a joke. So
right.
That's not how you do it.
Good to know. Lope Hunter for $5. Would not a clear apology from the BDC been an admission of violating California labor law? So never going to happen. Oh, it's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question. Thank you, Lope Hunter. God, I love my chat. Brilliant questions. Thank you. Mark
part
Daly.
of the compromise is that you don't have to apologize. I mean,
Right.
that's part of a
Well, we
settlement in some
saw
cases.
Yeah, we saw it. They said, I mean, from last year, before she filed it, the way they let her go by not renewing her contract and all the statements that came out and the struggle sessions they wanted to do. Yeah, I get it. Mark Daly for another $5. Disney can solve 2 problems with 1 stone. Replace 3 most obnoxious hosts of The View with Gina. Yeah, of course, the rumor is that The View is about to be shown the door. And they're being told, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. Thank you, Mark. We got from Eric K, King of the Mods for $10. My opinion, if they did give her a show or work with her, they would make her into a joke or do a Hawkeye and make her into a joke, and only worse. Do not trust the dirty mouse house. Words of wisdom, brother. Thank you, Eric K. Words of wisdom. Mark Daly comes back for another $10. At first, I was disappointed we didn't get Discovery. See, same thing. I agree. I was right there with you. But I've been deposed for work, and it's the part of my job I hate most. I don't blame Gina for pulling the report. Yeah, she wants to get back in the films. She does. I think she tried the independent route. And, I even think beyond that, we haven't seen her in anything. Has anybody seen her in anything outside of that Daily Wire film in the last couple of years, 3 years? Anyone? Derek, you know of anything she's been in?
Like after The Mandalorian and the Daily Wire, Terror on the Prairie.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in anything.
But she hasn't really worked in the last like 2 or 3 years.
So, she's been radioactive. I think it's just
like she was a working actress. Like she was literally in something every year.
Yeah,
from
Deadpool.
I think Deadpool. From Deadpool all the way through The Mandalorian, she was working every single year. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, then it just came to an abrupt stop after what happened.
Absolutely. Hitchhiker 42, member for 3 months. Would Gina's lawyer already have had some discovery? I don't know. Ron?
Yeah, my understanding is that they had gotten into Discovery. Yeah.
Gotcha. There you go. That's why I love Ron. William Barr, remember for 12 months. Gina was good in Deadpool. Absolutely, she was. I'd like some more. I would love that character to come back. It was a great character. Great character. Pilgrim Media for $2. If Gina ran for Congress, she'd win. Oh, yeah. I never thought of that. Gina.
Except she'd lose because then she'd have to be in Congress.
That's a good way to look at it. Well, she could be, that breath of fresh air. The Warrior Queen.
Do so well.
Diane Francisco. Hello, my dear friend. Always love. She became a YouTube member. She's part of Georgia Giant Slayer again. Thank you, Diana. I love you. Hope you're having a great weekend. TGV Monster for $2. Hi, everyone. Hi, TGV. Always good to have you here. TGV Monster gifted 1 Georgia Giant Slayer memberships. Bless you. Thank you. Please go thank TGV, whoever got that. Ava Williamson gifted 10 Georgia Giant Slayer memberships. Whoa. That is beautiful. Thank you, Eva Williamson. I think we just lost him. We lost Derek. And Jim Alaska. How are you doing? Are you getting ready for that meeting next week with Trump and President Trump and Putin? That's going to be interesting. Going to be held in Alaska. Jim Alaska gifted 20 George the Giant Slayer memberships. Wow. That is a beautiful sight to see. It means we got 20 more people, plus TGV, plus Bob the Lobster, Eva Williamson. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate that. Please go thank Jim. Mr. Burger for $10. The Rumble in the Jungle, Georgia Giant Slayer versus the 2024 Trivia Champion, Tom Connors. Let's set it up for next Wednesday or Thursday, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Central. Hell, Slayer Nation. As soon as I'm done with a move, I promise you I will be there. A little bit while longer. I will be there. Steel Leg of History, member for 19 months. Proud of you. Be blessed. Just hit 720 subs. Thank you all. Thank you. And you be blessed. Everybody, go check out Steel Leg of History. He has a good time on his show. Go sub to him. Give him a support. Let's get him to 1,000. He deserves it. Mark of Reality for $5. Been a while since I've seen you, but it's always happy that you're here. She should be James Gunn's Batwoman. Not Batgirl, Batwoman. Oh. That's an interesting thought. I like that. She could pull it off. Hell yeah. John Kokoza for $2. Hail George and the panel. Hail to you, my good friend, John. All righty. Now, for half the internet that is melting down over Gina, something broke this week, and you're going to find it hard to believe. So buckle up. Put your drinks down because you'll spit out whatever's in your mouth. Stressed adults rely on pacifiers to soothe themselves. Yep, it's not from the Babylon Bee, it's from the New York Post. I feel a sense of safety from childhood.
I mean, are the pacifiers laced with cocaine? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Oh, no, my good friend. No. This started as a new thing in China. Let me remove this stupid thing. When the going gets tough today, the tough pop in a pacifier. That's the surprising, stress-busting move thousands of young adults in China are making, swapping melatonin and meditation for an adult-sized binky. I don't even know where to go from here.
Well, here's the thing, George. There was this weird fad back in the early 90s, man, where college girls were like sucking on those things. And I don't know if it was a fashion thing. I don't know if they were just trying to be, suggestive. I don't know. But there was a whole era where, really young college age girls, I should say, were like doing this pacifier thing, right? And even then we thought it was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And this is the early 90s. Even then we thought it was stupid.
This is different though, Dante.
So this is actually isn't new. It's just come back.
Whoa. Except what the ages are though for this? 35 to 45.
No, we're done, dude. Humanity peaked. I'm
35 to 45-year-olds.
I would say around 2008 is when humanity peaked.
Sucking on a binky for a 45-year-old. And what else? They are now, grab your socks, putting on diapers so they can feel like a baby. And not to use them, just to feel the comfort.
Now, are you sure this isn't kink we're talking about here?
No.
I just don't believe it. I think the whole story is BS. I don't believe it.
Okay, it's crazy, but it actually has taken off. They are now selling pacifiers in China, which are now being shipped here. Type, anybody who wants, go to Google, type adult pacifiers. You're going to see an explosion in sales. It is insane.
Human adults are using pacifiers to self-soothe. That's how bad it's gotten. That's how intense the regression is. It started in China kind of as a joke. People were paying the equivalent of $1.50 up to $70 for luxury pacifiers because, I don't know, like your mom didn't breastfeed you. She didn't breastfeed you for long enough. You just like sucking on things. And if you're using a pacifier and you're an adult, you're worse than an adult who goes to Disneyland or Disney World without children. Because I thought Disney adults were creepy.
I miss when people would just masturbate.
How about the old days? Grab a bottle of booze, grab a pack of cigarettes, pop a titty in the mouth. But a pacifier, go type Google. Trust me, adult pacifiers. I thought this was a joke that somehow someone had hacked the internet, but it's one article after the other, and that it's coming from China. It's funny. I'm surprised.
It's a publicity stunt. It's nothing. You're not going to hear about it in a month.
I hope you're right. Because in Houston this week, we had there was this news report that there is a new ice cream by a company called Frida, I believe it is. And it said their newest flavor is breast milk ice cream. I'm like, huh?
Oh, no. See,
no, it's not breast milk.
No.
It said flavor. You know, the UK actually had a breast milk ice cream store. They had women coming in.
And like milk them like cows? Like, what are we talking about?
That was 4 years ago. Yep. You can look up the article. Hey, Fletcher, look up that article, by the way, while we're doing this. It's just insane. As we move forward now to another champ.
I'm ready for the series finale of this show, man.
I'm waiting for the meteor. There it is. Frida breast milk ice cream. Yep. Taste the slightly sweet, faintly salty treat, complete with hints of honey and a dash of colostrum.
Wait. Okay. And they were legally able to get away with this.
No. This is the new flavor this week. This is not actual breast milk. It's just the flavor. In the UK.
Got it.
Pull up UK breast milk ice cream.
Hi.
Yeah. It's insane what's going on. You have and that's why I was reading this article this week. Ron, it was fun. I was looking ahead at all the movies and shows that are coming out in the next 2 years, and everything was a reboot or a recycle. Murder, She Wrote is coming out with Jamie Lee Curtis as a movie. They're going to test it. If it does well, they're going to bring back a series. The new Buffy the Vampire Slayer series just cast their Slayer. I'm like, what? Everything is from the past. Rebecca De Mornay, the actress, is furious that Hand That Rocks the Cradle didn't include her in the show. So everything.
Yeah, but isn't she like 80 years old by now?
It doesn't. She's furious. She's been screaming all over the news. Breast milk ice cream, a hit at London store. That's right.
What?
Oh, Derek, you missed out. Come on. You missed out. It's okay. What happened was I was talking about the adult pacifiers. You caught that part?
Oh, yeah. I heard that, yeah.
Yeah. So now there is a new flavor. There's a new ice cream with the flavor of breast milk. And so I was saying, well, it's the flavor, but in the UK, they actually had an ice cream store that paid women to come in so they could milk them, and it was made from breast milk.
What are we doing, man? Oh my God.
I have no idea. It's the culture has lost its freaking mind. Man, the dinosaurs were lucky. They're like, there's the meteor.
I'm telling you, we peaked, man.
Timeline.
Yeah.
Someone needs to reset the timeline. It's happening slowly. I do believe we're winning because Sydney Sweeney, in many ways, has proved it this week along with American Eagle. This, I think, is where did you go? Where did you go? We're going to start it off with Bill Maher. American Eagle stores all week long. I'm going to share a video with you all in a second. Have been flooded with people ever since that ad. Come on. And Bill Maher just got on board.
If the marketing team, if this was their intent, they are geniuses.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is that they're showing people that corporations can now clap back and go, hey, we are back into the business of making money. Sex sells,
Oh, so
smart,
you mean Victoria's Secret can finally start hiring hot models again
instead of mental midgets and Lizzo.
Sydney Sweeney came out as she was exposed as a Republican. This is the 27-year-old big movie star now. She was on Euphoria here on this network, and I think will be again when that show comes on. And she has the big jeans ad that was controversial, and they reported this like it was a scandal. She's a Republican. I just got to say, this is not where I want America to go. It is not a slur that someone is a Republican.
Oh, it depends on where you ask the question.
Yeah, what do you
mean?
mean?
You ask the question in Hollywood, it's a slur. You ask the question in the Midwest, it's not a slur.
I'm saying it shouldn't be.
It should not be,
or the other way around.
Exactly. But for people to go crazy over that ad and to say they say she's got good genes, and for them to say that's the equivalent of the Holocaust, that this is the same as all of that, is an absolute insult. 6 million people were killed. 6 million Jews were massacred and murdered, and they equate that to a blue jean ad for a Hollywood actress. What an insult. That is ridiculous. I said, I'm going to go out and buy those jeans for every woman in my family, everybody I know, just to show support. That's an insult.
Well, that's a little creepy.
No, it isn't. You know what he's saying, Bill.
But Bill, remember that he's a comedian.
No, I know he's right. But what's funny is Bill. I don't know if
anything to support
Sweeney,
and or any part of her.
I support every part of Sydney Sweeney's jeans, and those beautiful jeans. She even made the ad. Even got on the Las Vegas Sphere.
But I think the genius part in all of this so far for me has been the fact that Sydney Sweeney has said nothing about this.
I know
nothing. She doesn't even acknowledge that any of this is happening. I think that is so smart of her.
She knows what she's doing, and so does American Eagle. Oh shit! I thought it said Sydney Sweeney has a great ass. I almost read that. No, I did. It's like, hey, a little dyslexia came in for a second. But
I mean, she has that. She has the Baskin Robbins ad now. I mean,
I have it.
She's a hot commodity, man.
She is, but she's showing corporations that it's time. Reclaim the culture, make the cash, go home happy. Cash. It's cash, and go home happy. And go home happy. Where did you go? Because
and the reason why there's so much pushback, man, it's not even because it's really not because she's Republican. It has nothing to do with that. And here's the thing: I don't really even know if she is or not a Republican, to be honest with you. It's not about that, man. What this is really all about is that women have gotten so comfortable having nobody tell them that they're a fat ass. Right? That, embrace your body positivity. You could be 500 pounds and still be beautiful. That means they don't have to work on it, right? That means they can feel good about themselves with no effort, right? With nacho cheese hanging off their fucking face, the whole deal.
You're welcome to feel good about themselves. Just don't be surprised if the rest of us don't feel good about it.
Yeah, no, and that's my point. I'm not saying you can't feel good about yourself. But they wanted to change the standard of beauty.
Yeah. Yes, they did. Of course they did, because they want to drive us further to a particular culture that Pedro, P.P. Pascal loves.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could just say it, man. They wanted us to become Troonville, and that's not what we're doing here.
Nope. But the other good news was the fact that her brother actually got in. Got a ribbon and ribbed a couple of people this week. He's in the Air Force. And his name is Trent Sweeney, and he just got promoted. He celebrated his promotion in the Air Force. Sydney Sweeney's brother, Trent, has been promoted to Staff Sergeant in the United States Air Force. And he shared his post, and he said, "It's them good genes." So, of course, he was trashed all week long by the left as they lost their mind But who did they support? You're never going to guess. Grab your socks, grip your mind, because Lizzo.
I knew it. Oh man, as soon as you said that, I knew it had to be Lizzo, bro. Ah.
Because she decided to get in on the Jeans Act. I'm going to play 3 seconds of it because I can't take any more than that. I'm going to puke on screen.
Bitch, what did I told you? I'm going into October. Niggas acting like the fun is over. Niggas acting like...
That's it. So she's advertising type 2 diabetes, and she's been trying to pick up a little bit of Sydney Sweeney.
You know
love.
what the irony is in all of this is that Sydney was wearing, like, she was fully clothed.
Fully clothed.
Jeans and a long sleeve shirt. This woman was wearing
nothing.
A denim bikini, man. And we're supposed to praise that as attractive, right? As sexy.
I know. It's insane.
Look, I know Lizzo's been doing some work trying to take some of the weight off and everything, and I applaud her for that. You know,
sure,
it better to be healthy, but then to come out with that, I was like, come on. Come on, you ain't ready yet.
She still has about 200 pounds to lose.
She got a long way to go, Lizzo.
It's not that, it's what she represented and the time that she took where she was trying to trash the culture with her body positivity image, which again is unhealthy. Look, I'm fat. I go, sometimes I'm fat, sometimes I'm healthier and fit, but I understand it. But I do not tell other people, hey, do what I do. No. But when you start telling other people and you start having these, like San Francisco, they have what they call, what was the name that they use? The weight, empathy, empowerer. They had this woman who was like 410 pounds going around to make sure people felt comfortable being 410 pounds. That's not a good thing. It just isn't.
We used to be a fit nation, okay, right? And I'm not talking about, like, you know, being a little plus size here and there, but for the most part, we were a pretty fit nation for a while, man. I remember back in the 80s, man, like all the aerobic studios and all the commercials for aerobics and shit. And hell, Jamie Lee Curtis even made a fucking movie about aerobics.
Yes,
that's perfect, right? I mean, it was like this whole deal. We were a fit nation once, man, and to see that we've embraced fat assery. It's crazy to me, man.
But you know what? The elites, it is not and never will be, no matter how much, you know, I don't even know, messaging, fat messaging gets put out there. You will see not only in the media world, but in the real world, elites are not. They don't look like the people you see in these, you know, these fight videos and these, you know, the all these fat people driving around in Walmart. There's something really strange going on, which is that it is still true that you can never be too rich or too thin. That hasn't changed. I mean, unless you're governor of Illinois. You know, it's not fashionable for anyone to be a big man or a big woman, and yet for the lowbrow culture, I mean, the fact is they're not really. This is a kind of
Twilight Zone.
It's not. It's Twilight Zone because it makes I'm trying to figure who are they talking to. You're still not going to be interested if you're a guy in a girl who weighs more than you. All right.
Unless you weigh more than her.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. You got your chubby chasers out there, right? You got these weirdo skinny guys who loves like a 300 pounder, right? I mean, but it's a fetish, right? It's a kink. I think it's more insidious than this, man. I think this whole body positivity thing was brought upon by the pharmaceutical companies, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Look, if we're healthy, they have no customers, right?
Yeah.
So they want us full of diabetes. They want us, you know, full of heart problems and all this other shit, because then they
but now they're making money selling the fat pill.
How you going to you know what I'm saying? If everybody is thin and in shape, you know, and then it really plays into what the government does, because you've seen all of these people losing their shit that they can't buy snacks and they can't buy cupcakes and donuts with SNAP benefits and EBT cards. Have y'all seen that shit? Bro, that's
Yes.
crazy to me, man. It's like, what, you want to be fat and out of shape? Come on. Yeah. So I think there is definitely something insidious that's baked into all of this advertising when they're trying to, say, hey,
Well,
body
and it's
positive is a
toofold.
great
So you
thing.
have the pharmaceutical end of it, you have the health end of it, and then you have the other end of it where, again, if we're just being really honest here, man, and we've seen it in video games, we've seen it in movies, TV shows. They're trying to make women look as masculine and weird as possible, or ugly as possible,
Just going to trans.
to make trans women feel better about themselves because they don't look like women.
You
so
mean
it's
dudes? You mean dudes?
yeah,
They're trying to make
it's
dudes
like
and dress
this
up feel
double
better.
punch of fuckery going on here.
Look, I said it in the woke monologues when I did it. It's real simple how a lot of woke spread and where this ideology comes from. When you had the government, then you had corporations like Big Pharma, and you had Hollywood. They're like, we're going to take every broken toy in the world, and we're going to tell them, you can be special if you help break the world. You take losers and you lift them up. Instead of saying life takes hard work, life takes struggle, life takes finding what you love. And they're like, no. You just help us break the damn thing, and guess what? You'll be great. What's worse are the people who are melting down. I have a catalog of videos because I'm working on a long culture video of women.
And look, man, it takes effort and work, man. You think my 51-year-old ass loves going to the gym twice a week or 3 times a week sometimes? Like I hate fucking working out now at this age, but I got to do it. I got to do it.
Because
You know what I mean?
lifting those bottles is hard.
Especially at this age. It ain't what it used to be, man.
Lifting those damn bottles so you can have a good night is hard. You can't just throw back a bottle of Jack, damn it.
No, you can't do none of that shit. It's like now it's like and it's work, man. So I'm like, you got to do it though.
And especially if you want to feel good about yourself. The whole thing is about feeling good about yourself. People today are
healthy,
like,
man. I just want to be.
It's
I don't want to be in the
moving.
hospital.
That's the main thing. I don't want to be in the doctor like 3 or 4 times a year.
Right.
Like
That's
dealing
right.
with bullshit. That's what I
Listen,
want.
guys, I'm 62. By my age, and I go to the gym also 3 times a week. If by my age, you have run out of the free trial on everything.
Yeah.
Everything you got, whether it's a hormone or whether it's a muscle tone, it's all earned. It's got to be earned. None of that natural. All right, I mean, maybe some people are naturally stronger than others, but and the irony is it's 10 times worse for women, 1,000,000 times worse for women, because their hormones really change and they're going to get brittle. And they're the ones who absolutely should be taking care of themselves. And here are all these monstrous women trying to, was it Derek you joked about the Victoria's Secret catalog?
No, I mentioned that because for a while Victoria's Secret quit. They quit putting sexy hot models in their ads, man.
Yeah, they put it.
And I kept asking people, how does that? And this is the same question I asked, and about Disney. That's bad for business. The reason you put great-looking girls in your catalog, in the days of catalogs, is to make your product look good. So why would you want to make your product? It's just so insane. It's not. But that's also why everyone knew that it couldn't last.
It couldn't, because the reality is Victoria's Secret, just like Playboy. What are you doing? For Victoria's Secret, you want to what? You want to make the men fantasize. So the women will go, look, the men love it, so I'm going to go buy it. The men don't want to go.
Also,
I don't want to go buy a bag of flour. Right.
Like women like the sexy models just as much as the guys did.
Of course,
Yeah,
but
they wanted to look like the model.
both.
They wanted to look exactly like the model. So okay, now if I want to look like this model looks in this magazine or in this catalog, hey, I got to get in the gym. I got to stop eating so much. I got to do this, and this. When you take all of that away and they just say, oh, you're beautiful at any size.
Yeah.
What does that do to the mind? It's like, oh, okay, well, then I can do whatever the hell it is I want to do.
And that's something that's entirely cool to say on an individual basis, to make your friend feel better and to make your spouse feel better. For the record, Mrs. Coleman weighs less than when we got married. Okay, she's a multiple grandmother, so I'm not making excuses for either one of us. But you should love your wife. You should respect your wife.
Oh, of course, yeah.
All the things. But to make it a social value for us all to lie about what's attractive and what's healthy, And everyone was in on it. Sports Illustrated.
Oh my God.
Playboy, the worst. Playboy, Sports Illustrated. My God, the only people who benefited there was Gold Medal Flour. That's about it. Because you needed flour to find the wet spot. That's about it. Hey, Tom. Well, come on. Here's the point I want to understand. Here's the question I have. Who are these lunatics who are attacking it? Especially Sydney Sweeney. Since we're talking, see, the culture is healing. Everything, America is starting to heal, even with the pacifier pussies out there and all that. America is healing, and there's people clapping back.
White, blue-eyed woman says, "Much in for blow." That does not just happen in a vacuum. Let's talk about why this ad doesn't just feel off. It feels familiar, like historically familiar. In 1930s Germany, as we all know, white women with blonde hair and blue eyes were held up as this ideal. Not just beautiful, but genetically superior.
Germany invented hot women.
I know.
Hot blonde women until Hitler. They were never popular.
It is.
Here's the thing.
Raging
the whole problem with this is they're trying to, and this is coming from the fat dude on the panel, right? They're trying to project this whole idea that you think that blonde-haired, blue-eyed women are the most beautiful because of this propaganda from the 1940s. At no point ever in history before that was anybody ever trying to emulate or trying to be more white or trying to appear more white or look more white than they ever before. There was never a movement among any other group of people, Chinese, Mexican, black, I mean, where they were trying to be more white, where they straightened their hair, lightened their skin, maybe even, did other kind of makeup and other kind of sort of things to try and make themselves look a little bit more like, maybe even speak in a manner that maybe made them sound a little bit more white, maybe dressed and acted just like them.
Right.
But it was the Nazis. All the Nazis, forget all the other shit.
It's always the Nazis. It's always the Nazis, Tom. You just said it. It's like they drink water. Do you drink water?
It's your fault you only think that these type of women are beautiful.
But you know what the problem is? It diminishes also history, which is, I think, another thing that they're trying to do. That there is something to their madness. There is a strategy. I lost my words because I got angry because Tom is right and I was listening to that. When you diminish history and turn everything into, oh, this is Hitler, this is Nazi. You breathe air? Well, Hitler breathed air. Really? It diminishes that. It allows people to use it. We've seen it since Trump came down those escalator stairs. We actually saw it with George Bush in 2000. Bill Maher was the very first one who had said he's a Nazi. And then 10 years later says, I regret that I actually said that. Well, okay, too late. Savannah Hernandez, though, went out and tried to do an interview with several people to find out what the hell is going on with all these people screaming Yahtzee and SS. They're acting like Sydney Sweeney. Even one woman said, do you know Sydney Sweeney's name? Her initials are SS. They're like, that's not coincidence. I'm like,
but George, if you notice all the videos, man, these are, look, man, I can't say this enough, dude. Liberal white women are the worst. They are the fucking worst, dude. It's like they're the ones who are really going after this, man. Like I've seen a few videos where, maybe one or two black women have done it, but usually those are the kind of black women who follow the lead of liberal white women. But they are the fucking worst. They're the ones who are calling it out. They're the ones who are making all these videos about this shit. It's like they can't find a cause that they can't stay away from.
How bored are they?
They need a cause so fucking bad. They need to speak for other people so fucking bad, man. Like I just don't understand it.
They do not have enough vibrators. They're lonely.
There has to be something, man, going on because I don't understand it.
Well, here's Savannah.
Well, I figured out the whole pacifier thing. It's because men need to put more titties in their mouth and women need to suck more dick. Quit trying to DC-AC this shit.
Just get to it. That's the new motto. Just get to it.
The Sydney
Hey, but it's the women who are
seen
sucking on these things.
So I said they need to put a dick in their mouth. Get this shit over with.
Stop, don't talk like that. It's not nice. Come on.
Oh, yes, I have.
What are your thoughts?
Trying to
calm myself, but that was
Drama.
Sydney Sweeney has good really, like, the eugenics in that, it's dripping with it, and I'm like, no.
When you saw it, what did you think of?
I mean, I thought, it was disgusting, I think.
What was it, Ron?
She's wearing a green keffiyeh.
Yeah, I know. They do that. Like, you know what I would like to see do? I will, to any leftists out there, this is a promise. If you take gays for Palestine and, or whatever you believe in, lefties for Palestine, and go out there with a rainbow keffiyeh to Gaza, I will fund your ticket. Just letting you know. I'm ready. Because this will not end well. I do not want you to do that.
What's a smash room?
A smash room? Oh,
that's what I was wondering. Yeah, in the background.
Smash room is where people take like products like computer screens and all stuff and smash them with a hammer to relieve stress.
Oh, dear God.
How old are these people?
30, 40, 50, who knows?
What was this event when this happened?
I don't know. I'm going to see if we can find out. 1 second. I don't know.
It's just showing what kind of country we're turning into, because it's white supremacy at the end of the day. That's what this ad is representing. I didn't see it, but I have
If
heard
any of
quite a
these
bit
chicks
about it.
woke up in the morning and saw Whoopi Goldberg looking back at them in the bathroom sink,
Oh, absolutely.
they would instantly head for the roof. They're
Yeah.
so full of it.
They are. But and they're getting worse. The more they're losing and the more they feel that they're losing the culture war, the worse they're getting.
Sydney Sweeney has pissed off so many unattractive women, man. Like I it wasn't her game plan, but dude, the unattractive are mad right now.
Yeah. Oh, and a few older suburban white liberal women.
Whatever the intentions were, the impact is very problematic. It's not acceptable to begin with. So
yeah. And I've been seeing a lot of people online being like, okay, well,
And
if
how
we ran
many
the same
how many
ad
of these
with
women do you think are married?
Wait a minute. Frontlines powered by TPUSA.
No, I think that's from Savannah Hernandez. She's doing the interview, and that's from her.
In other words,
I think
she's
that's her
just providing
brand, I think.
content for
Correct.
the whole world to riff off. Okay.
Right. Because she was trying to find out. It's like when she broke the story last year in Maine, how illegal immigrants were getting free homes, having their rent paid, free furniture, all their bills paid. And she's an awesome reporter. I was just trying to find.
She does the Lord's work.
She is brilliant. Where is the other piece I want to get into? Here it is. Let's see if we have these super chats real quick. Can you bring them up, Fletcher, while I look for this? Because I was talking about, we talked about, who brought up the snacks, that they were pissed off they couldn't buy snacks with their EBT?
Yeah, the EBT cards, they can't get like chips and soda and all that crap on their EBT cards, and they're all blowing it. That's so funny, man.
This guy, I've had this link for about 2 weeks now because he infuriated me. Before we get to them, here it is.
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? Huh? So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration,
I got to get off my ass.
Whatever. that.
Why is this young
whatever he's doing
man with presumably 4 limbs getting food stamps?
He got to be in his at the very oldest 40, 45 or something like that. This dude need to get up. Why is he on food stamps?
Wait. $2,800 worth?
Yeah,
$2,800 worth, and now he's mad. It got reduced to $350. And it's like, why are you on them at all? Like, it should be zero.
Is that how much people were getting for this shit? $2,800?
Yeah, depending what state you were in, yes, sir. There's some who were getting $4,500 a month. Remember, I showed that EBT 6 months ago. That one couple were getting $13,000 a month in New York City.
No, come on, man.
They had 5 kids. They got $13,000 a month. We showed the receipts, and they were pissed because it was cut down from $14,500. Hold on.
now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. I literally got 5 kids. Okay.
Oh, 5.
I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them.
Oh,
I'm trying to go
get
work
the fuck out of here.
50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills. I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election.
What a piece of shit this guy is.
He had good going on, but
This is
now
bullshit.
all of a sudden,
This is bullshit.
Dude, that sounds like a lefty anyway. Yeah.
You know what he's saying? He's saying that he got the money so he could spend time with his kids being a good father instead of being like us who have to work, not being with his kids. And
That's
he's
being a
angry.
good father.
I know.
That's being a good father. You know how good it is for your kid to see you get up in the morning and meet your responsibilities.
Amen.
Come home every night tired from the work that you do. And listen, folks, I don't work in a coal mine, okay? I'm not pretending, but the stress, the work, the hours, being
Dude, you don't have to work in a coal mine and get your ass up and go to work, man. Like work is work, regardless of what you're doing. You know, you go out, you do a job, you get paid for it, man. Like,
but he's blaming Trump. But he's blaming Trump and society, saying that his children will now be robbed of him because he has to go to work. And so he's not going to go to work. And so he was also had opened an account asking, people to fund him because he wants to take care of all his kids and set a good example. I'm like, where the hell did you learn?
Where did these people come from, man?
I know.
You know what? Tell him to stop an OnlyFans.
Yeah, right.
Him and Bonnie Blue. Alice Caldwell gifted 5 George the Giant Slayer memberships. Thank you, Alice. Yes, today is an awesome day. We're growing.
Hey, say what you want to about Bonnie Blue, man. At least she works.
I was about to say something. I'm not gonna. Eric K for $5. Verbal. What is the pacifier? Was natural and attached to Sydney Sweeney.
That's an if. That's a typo.
If. What if the pacifier was natural?
Get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
Well, she already does have a natural pacifier. I mean,
No, I can't think of anything that would pacify me less.
Right. Seriously. There's not enough weed I would give up. Okay, let's put it
that way. Oh, flying blind on a rocket cycle for $2. Somebody get Pedro a glow stick. He's already got one. And after fantastic foreskins, I'm sure he will get more. Mark Daly for $5. Maggie Simpson has been using a pacifier for over 30 years. Seriously? Wow. Thank you, Mark. I didn't know that. Wow. Blitzen for $20. All this crap started when they banned. I know, damn it. I keep holding the line. Me and the Marlboro Man. Damn it. All this car stuff. Yeah.
There's a lot that's true about this. I was recently, one of my favorite old-timey songs is the Benny Goodman's orchestra doing Sing, Sing, Sing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a video because from the I think it's not from the Benny Goodman story. I think it's actually with him in it, of his band doing Sing, Sing, Sing. And the different sections, the horn section and the reeds, standing up and they do their part. And everyone's remarkable because they're all slim. Everyone's, no, you don't have fat people, but you know what? Everyone smoked.
Oh God, yeah.
Everyone smoked, and what those people's lungs looked like by the 60s and 70s. Okay, like it's true. Smoking made everyone look better, probably think better, but it's absolutely good. It is such. My late father.
Hey, how do you smoke and play the horns, man? Like that sounds like crazy work.
Well, that's a damn good question.
It's hard. That means look, I smoked and have played the bagpipes for 30 years. You build really big, strong lungs.
Wow, man.
No, you do. It's, I will say, I never watched Mad Men. Has anybody seen Mad Men?
Oh, yeah, I love Mad Men.
Never saw it before. I kept saying, 1 year after that. So I finally started last week. I'm like, holy, everybody's smoking every other second. It's like, what the hell?
Racially, it was a wild time, but Mad Men is kind of like a throwback to bygone era kind of thing where men were men. You know what I mean? Like again,
Men
there
were
a lot of
men and their
flaws.
secretaries were their
A lot
secretaries
of
were
flaws
women.
in that time, but
All I can say is I remember my grandmother going to Galveston when she smoked. It would be like this. I don't have my cigarettes here, but you drive in the car. It was freezing. You know, I rolled the window down. That's when I wasn't in the back seat. Did anybody? I laid on the back seat whenever we would do long drives because you had these huge back seat.
yeah, you had the bench.
The panels under the window where you could just lay there and look at everybody driving by. Anyway, when I wasn't doing that, I rolled down the window. She's like, "What are you going to do? We're all going to catch cold." She's smoking a cigarette, but this is how she would do it. She'd light one off of the other, throw it out the window, and then light one off of the other. I'm like, I hated everybody smoking. I used to put
my grandfather, man, he would smoke us out, man. Like we'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
in that station wagon, windows rolled up, man. He hotboxed us. I hated cigarettes growing up because of my grandfather.
Well, it was freezing. We'd go up in November to see my aunt in Galveston. How did you know? Yeah, Galveston. We went to Galveston. We'd go, and it was cold. I was a little kid. I'd be freezing. I'm like, I want to roll the window down a little bit because I couldn't breathe. She's like, we're going to catch pneumonia. What are you doing?
And my grandfather gave no fucks, man, because like I had asthma. He didn't give a
Oh,
shit.
he's like, it's going to make you tougher. It's going to make you tougher. It's going to make you tougher.
Make it tougher.
May I say, well, Narrowboat, my granddad used to do jokes with his cigarettes, little magic tricks. Narrowboat, Nigel, member for 13 months. Georgie, my pacifiers building railways. Love Narrowboat with Nigel. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do. He puts out these great videos. I love the boat he has. Mark Skid for $5 in the 90s. The ugly chicks were usually cool and fun because they knew they had to be. Now the ugly ones quadruple down and make themselves uglier. That's also true for ugly dudes too. That guy from Stranger Things, Finn
Wolfhard.
Yeah. Wolf ass, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He put out a statement that Canada sucks because they're stealing. They were where is it? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, these people do not learn their lessons. Stranger Things is about to come out in a couple of months. And the first thing he does is he opens his mouth and starts, talking politics. Here it is. Wolfhard. No, that's his name. Wolfhard.
Yeah, something like that.
It's
Finn
weird.
Wolfhard.
He says, I think the amount the government gets away with by just, pardon my language, fucking over so many indigenous groups. They have to fight the government to try to get money from them for stolen land. It's just insane. Canada is screwing over so many indigenous groups on stolen land. I'm like, when do these people not learn? Stop attacking. Go act. Mark Skid for $5. Yeah, we got that one. Thank you, Mark. And next we have.
I mean, they all have to kiss the ring, man. So
I know, but right before your show, come on. I really just wish they'd stick to acting. Just act.
Shut up and act.
Wave your flag. Show you're patriotic, show you're grateful, like John Wayne did, Humphrey Bogart, Brad Pitt even used to do it, Tom Cruise.
Oh, but that's not Hollywood anymore, man. Hollywood now is, completely communist. So I mean,
I know, but it's time to flip the switch. John Maynard for $5 from the Lizo clip. It looks like she actually has put on the weight back. Yeah.
No, believe me, she lost weight. That was thinner Lizzo.
Yeah.
I didn't show you the full clip.
She was way bigger than that before. So
John Kokoza is back for $5. George been photographing models for 20 plus years. John's brilliant. Don't get me started. Between encouraging obesity and encouraging the plastic surgery, Botox, awful. Did y'all see the girl who plays Wednesday, how she screwed up her cheeks?
yeah, I did a video. I did my show yesterday morning and I was talking about that. So
what is that?
I don't have any proof that she's done anything surgically or
Looks
gotten
weird.
that new thing. What's it called? The buccal fat removal that actresses are doing now, where they get the fat sucked out of their cheeks. I have no proof she's done that yet, but she does look very different, man. And I don't know if it's because she's getting older as an actress.
It's a couple of years.
22, 23. She can't be.
Yeah,
Right.
come on.
But also she dyed her eye. She bleached her eyebrows, so that's why she looks really weird.
Yeah.
But she does look weird. She looks a little different.
Yeah, come on. That's freaky.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, man.
She's starting to look like Cynthia Erivo. Yeah, a little bit.
It's weird. I can't.
Well, what's the name of the other girl but she's a little bit longer in the game. The one that's co-starred with her, Ariana Grande. And you saw her transformation, but this is like in a couple of years. This is like 2 years ago. She was looking like the girl on the left, and now she's looking like wait, what happened? It's like I don't know. I don't like this trend, Hollywood. This is not a good trend.
It's not. We want pretty, beautiful, sexy, hot. Like Christina Hendricks in Mad Men. Oh my God.
Oh, that's a woman.
I was like, that's a woman.
That's a woman, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like Ariana Grande looked normal.
Yes.
Bryce Dallas Howard, like that's a woman.
January
like,
Jones.
Like your natural look. I think a lot of people are worried about growing older, but it's like, just look natural.
Come on, like a fine wine. There we go.
There we go.
He's full-bodied. Perfect.
That is an hourglass.
Yes, that's what I love. Full-bodied. Beautiful. All right. Now, have y'all been keeping up with what's going on in the WNBA?
Oh yeah. They asked for more money, but that is not the green they wanted, right? So
first of all, I never watched the WNBA. I just was reading the news about Caitlin Clark, how they've been beating on her since day one. And then I see them come out with this shirt. Pay us what you owe us.
So in other words, they got to start paying us?
That's a good one.
Oh, really? Because they've made no money. They've made no profit.
No.
In the entirety of the WNBA, they've made no profit.
Nope. And somebody,
in fact, they're an albatross around their counterpart NBA teams, are they not? Like,
yeah, because they're being subsidized by the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And when you listen to how they speak, they are one. Somebody just put it perfectly. They're the most unlikable people. Listen to this.
I'm the best player in the world, and I have to go to a communist country to get paid like a capitalist. The fucking janitor at the arena made more than me.
The most unlikable people on the planet just got more unlikable. Diana Taurasi played in Russia for several years, made good money over there. Clearly has no idea that Russia is not communist anymore. She's an idiot.
Yes.
She doesn't understand that as it relates to return on investment, ROI, the janitor's return on investment is greater than Diana Taurasi in any of these in the WNBA. The league loses.
It doesn't matter. It's basically one person.
I know, I was making a joke. My point is this: the WNBA, they ain't got no Michael Jordans. They ain't even got no Larry Birds.
Well,
right? They got nothing. Caitlin who? Exactly. Nobody cares.
I saw a report that said in the entirety of the WNBA, there's been 24 dunks total, right? Something like that. And 17 of those were by Brittany Griner, who's a man.
Dude, let's be real.
Yeah, 17 of those 24 were by him.
And if I was the WNBA, I'd be leading into this shit because this is the most coverage they've had in a while. Like at this point, I'd be like sending guys out there in the stands going, "Get your dildos here. We got green ones, we got purple ones, we got black ones, we got the anaconda. That's right. And if you hit the mascot, you get a free T-shirt."
That's great. Well, that's the thing is people don't realize. So people are starting to clap back. And they started throwing out sex toys. Look at the center of the screen.
Oh, look out.
There it is.
Oh, look out.
Got an object that just flew in as the free throw was being
an object.
You guys know you can bet on that now. You can actually place bets on Polymarket.
What's sad, Derek, is there's more people betting on that than the actual WNBA games.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. It's actually brought some interest to their sport now.
Color. You can bet on what color, what game it's going to happen.
I only have one question.
The purple one just hit the floor.
I only have one question. Why green? Like why green?
That's
like
a good question.
Because it's going to show up. Because it's neon green. It's bright. You can't miss it.
Okay, got it.
That's what I was thinking too, Derek.
Everybody's going to see it. Yeah.
And Sophie Cunningham actually answers this. She's the only one who is handling the entire situation, which I didn't know her name until Dante shared her picture. I was like, she's in the WNBA. Maybe I'll watch a little bit.
And she's hot, which is crazy.
Right. But the thing is she answers it. She's dealing with it like you're supposed to. Like it's nothing.
there's actually been 3 dildos that have been thrown, which is
4
insane,
now.
all green. And I was like, hey, like this is gonna be a thing. Like,
Well, I saw that
we
they
can talk
offered.
about this.
You're not allowed to talk about this, so you probably can't even respond to what I'm going to say. But there were betting lines for the next colored dildo thrown on the court at a WNBA game, and people could like bet on the number. Yeah, and it was like sunset rainbow, like plus like 50 grid or whatever. Yeah, and I guess green is just like the go-to now.
Dude, the funny thing is like my parents and my sister, they literally text me after or before every single game, like saying good luck, like da-da-da, you know. And my mom, I'll send it so everyone can see this. But my mom, she goes, instead of like my good luck text, she goes, watch out for flying dildos tonight. And then the other one said, did you really just post the dildo tweet? It got some legs. And she goes, it's funny, a lot of others think so too. Did you see the dildo hit the court? I was like, I never thought that I'd be talking about this with Mama P.
I'm with my sweet mom. Did you see the response to your tweet that like ratioed you?
Anyway, that's the whole point. She's dealing with it with a sense of humor.
You have to, man. Look,
She needs support
if you're
for it.
pissed about it, or if you're like, make a big deal out of it, man, it's going to be even more thrown at you, right? So she's trying to just defuse it, right?
Right, but Coach
did you see
Reeves
this,
did-
boss?
Which one? No.
Oh, yes. I've seen this.
I haven't seen this. No.
They're putting up nets to stop the dildos from being thrown on the court.
on. Pacifiers. They have to start throwing pacifiers. All the adult pacifiers.
Holy crap.
Damn.
See, now they're just trying to make it a challenge, right? Because now you want to get it over the
man. Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable. There was also good news before we move on to the next movie this week, which was that the Man of Steel, it wasn't before we get into Fantastic Four, into Superman, we do have our very own Man of Steel who's been on here before, and he made a little announcement. We're going to have him back pretty soon, but it's going to be probably on Slayer Unchained on Wednesday. Dean Cain, the big blue Boy Scout.
Hey, everybody, Dean Cain here. And for those who don't know, I am a sworn law enforcement officer, as well as being a filmmaker. I felt it was important to join with our first responders to help secure the safety of all Americans, not just talk about it. So I joined up. And here's your opportunity to join ICE. You can earn lots of great benefits and pay. Yeah, since President Trump took office, ICE has arrested hundreds of thousands of criminals, including terrorists, rapists, murderers, pedophiles, MS-13 gang members, drug traffickers, you name it. Very dangerous people who are no longer on the streets. You can defend your homeland and get great benefits like a $50,000 signing bonus. Think about that. Student loan repayment legally, enhanced retirement benefits, and special pay for those in the field operations and law enforcement roles. I don't get that special pay, but you also don't need an undergraduate degree. You can get to work right away. So if you want to help save America, ICE is arresting the worst of the worst and removing them from America's streets. I like that. I voted for that. They need your help. We need your help to protect our homeland and our families. So check into it, as I said, and join today if it's something that tickles your fancy, because we can use you.
I think that's
Shit,
pretty cool.
I might join, man. $50,000 signing bonus.
Right?
Yeah, you have to go through I was looking at it. You have to go through a polygraph, a fitness test, and then they sign you up. I think they've gotten 44,000.
So wait, is he an active agent out there? Like, is he out like in the field doing this shit, or
He hasn't said, but he's taken his oath. He hasn't said how. I don't think that. You think they'd actually send Superman into the field? God forbid something happens to him. The publicity would be bad. I'm sure he could be a criminal investigator.
I think him just doing that is a recruitment tool to get more people interested. It's like, hey, Superman is out there, fighting.
Right. Superman's an ICE agent.
So,
what are you going to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it's cool. I think it also goes to
know
show
that everybody was attacking him, because he's half Japanese,
Yeah.
And that was the big, like controversy when it got announced. It's like, oh, your parents and your people were in concentration camps and all that other crap. And it's like, the man's an American.
Yes.
He's American. And he's trying to keep illegal immigrants out of his country. All right. His, ethnicity of being Japanese doesn't matter. It's about, he's an American. He's trying to keep his country safe. I don't get what people don't understand about that.
It's simple. He loves his country. You just said it. You get to serve your country. There's nothing better than that. No higher calling than to helping your fellow man in your own land. What's interesting is Dean always shows his true character. John Leguizamo this week had attacked him. Thank you, Fletch, for bringing that up. I was looking for it. John Leguizamo attacked him. And this is what he said before I play Leguizamo's clip. I like John as an actor. This is from Dean Cain. Very talented. How many Hollywood actors actually say that? Now listen to Leguizamo.
What kind of loser volunteers to be an ICE officer? What a moron. Dean Cain, your pronouns are has been.
So you see the difference between class and no class. Leguizamo attacks him, who would no longer exist today if he weren't getting a paycheck so he can be able to say, hey, Mexico was an empire at one time that we lost, because that's what he does. He goes everywhere. And now you have Dean Cain who goes, man, I still love him. He's a great actor. He didn't put him down. He didn't attack him.
He
didn't
handled it with class, man.
That's what they don't get. That is what they don't get. Now we also have, I want to share this. This is great news for all those who love anime. If you have fallen in love with One Piece anime as I have, Netflix season 2 live action One Piece just released their teaser trailer tonight. I'm excited.
That's gonna be awesome.
I am excited. And they renewed it for season 3 today.
Well, I mean, it was a monster hit, man. That doesn't surprise me.
I'm just hoping they stick to the story.
Everything I've done, everywhere I go, is for the One Piece.
What is that?
So I wonder if they filmed them back to back.
That's not what I had heard. Remember when that director left? Not the director, the creative executive, the one who said he had to leave for mental reasons, who I felt bad because he had shepherded season 1 and 2. But the stories had broken out. It was 5.5 months ago now, 6 months ago, that Netflix kept trying to pressure him to change the story. And he refused to do that. And he had the backing of Ichiro Odo. So I think he took it for the team in order to keep it going, but he just couldn't take it anymore. So he left. That's what I'm worried about is will they go against Odo's classic masterpiece?
Well, I mean, if season 2 does really well, man, it'd be stupid to divert from that,
I agree. I mean, look at the characters that they're going to have real quick. Where did he go?
You're losing me, guys.
We're losing you? Oh, okay.
I have nothing to contribute on this. And also I need to freshen up so I can do Valiant Renegade in a couple of hours. I need to do my makeup.
Beauty. Absolutely. You gotta look your best.
Freshen makeup.
You gotta look your best to bring the best. Thank you so much.
As usual, it's been an incredible simulation of reality. Great seeing you. And I hope we do it again real soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ron.
Good to see you. Always love Ron.
I like the Nico Robin. I think Nico Robin looks pretty solid, man.
Hell yeah.
I didn't see Chopper though. I was like looking for him. I didn't see him in the trailer, so they got to get to him at some point. But yeah, I think that it looks really good. You know,
I do have Chopper.
Smoker looks good.
Smoker does look good. We also got Broggy.
Yeah.
Looks great. Oh, Nico Robin.
Yep.
Season 3. Where's the other one? I guess that was it. No, I do have Chopper. Where the hell did Netflix?
I didn't see Mihawk, man. I hope he's in this season.
He's not.
Nope.
Oh, he's not.
He will not be for a while. No, what is it? It's Marine Ford, isn't it? Where he comes back.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Isn't that DA where he comes back?
It's further down the line. It's way down the line.
It's going to be a while. Hold on.
Mihawk was like crazy because everybody loved Mihawk.
Yeah, because he was an awesome character, and the actor who pulled him was, come on, out of this world. Here you go. Here's Chopper.
I know Buggy's back, right?
Buggy. Yes, Buggy is back. Buggy will be back. So I think it's going to be.
I don't get it.
Oh, you don't get Chopper?
No.
Oh, have you
I've
not
never
watched?
seen the anime? No.
Well, have you seen the live action?
Just the first season, and it was so long ago now that I'm like, okay. Like, to me, I wonder how bad this is going to do because they've lost their core audience, though. Like, the general audience has just been like, okay, whatever. It's been 3 years since we've had any of this shit. That's my biggest issue with all these streaming shows, is they got to quit waiting too long between them.
I agree.
Yeah, like Wednesday was like 3 years ago, right?
I know, they're all like 3 years average in between. It's like, that's not a show, that's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Right. I want to see when season 1 was released because I feel like I just reviewed it a little while ago.
Nah, it was a while back. It was at least 2 years.
No, wait, Netflix. When was Netflix one day? 2 years ago, August 31st, 2023. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
and we're still looking at what, next year before this starts?
26, yeah.
Yeah. That's my point.
Too long. I agree.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to see more because I loved the first season, and I mean I have no other real reference to the franchise outside of that. So
I've been watching the anime, and it's been awesome. I have been watching the anime. Plus, we're getting that new Office show. Has anybody seen the trailer for that? It's interesting. Where'd you go? There you go. I don't think they're going to capture the magic of the original.
Innovate sells products made out of paper, toilet tissue, toilet seat protectors, and local newspapers. And that is in order of quality.
Oh, is this the British version?
No, this is an American version. They just got a British guy.
Here is one of my articles I'm particularly proud of. I'm scrolling and I'm learning a lot.
It's gonna take a little time while you're waiting like a factory line.
My name is Ned Sampson. I am your new editor-in-chief.
Have you read this paper?
Uh-huh.
How do you think it compares to any other paper?
It sucks. But we are going to make it better. I hope it's not too disruptive to have me come in and sort of shake everything up.
Oh, no. Don't be so self-defecating.
Welcome, volunteers, to your first staff meeting.
Are you feeling any vibes from The Office?
No.
It feels like somebody trying to mimic The Office.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this doesn't feel good at all.
Is anybody in the chat getting that feeling like you saw The Office? Yeah. Andrew, no, boring. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't get that much better, but we'll watch it.
As reporters for the Toledo Truth Teller, how many of you have
even
actually
The Office
written
wasn't
for a
really
paper?
The Office towards the end of the show, so
SD0 says like a fan film. I agree.
like that last season was pretty bad.
It was, but I'm talking about Office at its peak. This should be coming out firing on all cylinders, hot. But just where is it? They should be making fun of woke. They should be,
Before.
I wrote a paper in junior high.
Not quite the same thing.
I've tweeted.
You've tweeted?
I'm in a group text.
This is terrific. Let's show them how it's done. 7 highly motivated, tenacious Buckeyes are out there hunting for news. You'd be a fool to bet against that.
Not again. I'm not agreeing to any of this.
Is he in it?
I will make this unusable.
What?
Yeah. Oscar. Yeah, the guy
Yeah,
that played
he's in it.
Oscar.
Yeah,
he's in it.
I'm not agreeing to any of this.
It's supposed to bring back a few of the originals. I just don't think it's Krasinski in them.
I will make this unusable. Use that.
That was actually funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So the one thing I don't know is this from the same makers of The Office or writers or anybody connected to The Office made this? That's the only thing I don't know.
I don't know. Fletcher, can you look that up? Is that coming from the same people? I didn't look at that. And then we
Like
had
Dante said, it did kind of fall off towards the end. Like the best, like maybe the first 3 or 4 years of The Office was the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the first like 5 seasons were good.
Yeah,
like first 5, maybe even 6, but like after that, it kind of basically after Michael Scott left, it was pretty much over.
It
was crap. Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. We also have fantastic Foreskins news, which is now FU flop. It dropped another 61% this weekend. 3rd week in a row. Fantastic Four continues downward spiral with 60.9 something, 61%. Dropped 15 million in the 3rd weekend. I was reviewing some of the numbers and they're saying that it had the same weekend that Thunder Hugs had in its 3rd weekend.
Which ain't good.
It's
not good. It's not good when you're betting everything on Pedro Pascal.
No, I don't think this is going to break 500. Anybody else? I've been saying it every week, and I think
nope.
I'm proving right. Yeah,
It's not going to break 500, and it's going to be on Disney Plus very soon.
Right, which of course we also have news. I think Disney admitted defeat in the fact that they announced that they will no longer be releasing their streaming subscriber numbers. Which come on.
Well, Netflix does the same thing, though, right?
But they rank their shows at least.
Yeah, Netflix has been profitable for years and years and
And
years.
Disney
So
has not been.
yes, so it's like, why am I investing in, or why am I, looking at Disney Plus for anything? I want to see what you guys are doing in terms of your subscribers. Are you building subscribers? Are you adding? Because Netflix is probably maxed out at this point. Like everybody that wants it will have it, and it's like they're in the 350, I think, million subscribers all over the world range.
Yeah, but Netflix is a smarter company, man. I mean, they just look. All these streaming companies have tried to do what Netflix has done, and they
failed.
can't do it, man, because they're not. Netflix is a tech company. It's not a studio, right? These other things are studios. Disney, HBO Max, all that stuff. They're studios who are trying to do the same thing that Netflix does. They can't do it.
Right. The question is, with them now not releasing their subscriber streaming numbers, plus the way they're wrapping Hulu up into Disney Plus, I think that's a horrible
Which is
decision.
stupid.
Because Hulu has a huge brand that people love for Hulu.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to get that carryover when Hulu disappears. and
Hulu
it's-
is so much better than Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
But that's what they want
Well-
to do. They want to attach the name Disney to something that's actually working.
You mean a
which is-
stinking brand versus a successful one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, conglomeration was going to happen anyway, but at this point, I think the only ones who really learned anything have been Warner Brothers, because they were like, obviously, we have to treat HBO Max like HBO,
right?
Which was the obvious thing. Like we could have told them that years ago. We all told them that basically. And as that moves along, I think we'll start to notice a change amongst other companies. But I think Disney is all in on this. They're like doubling, quadrupling down on the stupid at this point. Like it's almost like somebody challenged Bob Iger to bankrupt the company at this point, because that's the road they're headed down. And doing this to Hulu is stupid. They should have kept it separate.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's just like with Fox. They should have kind of still kept it separate, even though they're under the same technical umbrella.
So you have
But
the Fox fans.
But back in the day, us nerds knew that Miramax and Dimension were Disney, but the general audience didn't.
Of course not.
They
That's
didn't
what
know
I'm
any
saying.
damn difference.
They
And that's
keep
how this should have been
questioning.
treated. Yeah, Fox should have been their new thing and just kept that as a separate entity. and Hulu should have been basically FX, Fox networks, cable stuff mixed in with a few of their ABC stuff that they've got. And as I said before, Disney Plus shouldn't even be the end all be all of Disney movies and shit. It should just be the Disney Channel 2.0.
Yep.
I agree. And
don't think that you wouldn't be able to, you know what? You would be able to generate a hell of a lot more interest if you said that we're bringing back all your favorite classic Disney Channel shows remastered, all your favorite Disney afternoon shows remastered, and you can watch Darkwing Duck and Mickey Mouse Club and Hannah Montana and whatever else you want that you remember from your childhood. It's here now, always. And I bet you people would be just thrilled about that. They don't care so much about the movies and Disney newer stuff. They want that nostalgic. That's what Disney should be about. It's not just bringing in new kids, but the nostalgia to where when I flip on Disney Plus, I should feel like a kid again. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching fucking Gummy Bears, right? Like,
no, I get you. You're right. Except you have what you just said. It's like Bob Iger got a challenge because in that earnings call this week, his language was so evasive about Fantastic Four, where he's basically doubling down. Bob Iger said during Disney's earnings call that the studio does not have a priority when it comes to movie sequels, remakes, and original content, despite the upcoming slate being overwhelmingly dominated by franchise fare like
Press X for Major Doubt there, yeah.
Right. And he goes on because they were asking about Fantastic Four. We continue to be focused on creating new IP. Obviously, that's a great. I hear you go. I agree. But we also know that the popularity of our older IP remains significant in the opportunities to either produce sequels or convert what was previously animation to live action, like we're doing with Moana in 2026. And he goes down here. The more we can find and develop original property, the better, Iger continued. Of course, we're developing original property under the 20th Century banner and under the Searchlight banner. And look, you could even argue that Marvel continues to mine its library of characters for original property. Even though, for instance, there have been Fantastic Four movies before, we consider the one we did an original property in many respects because we're introducing those characters to people who are not familiar with them at all. He continues, Fantastic Four First Steps had a strong opening for Disney's Marvel Studios last month with $125 million, but it dropped off sharp 66% in its second weekend despite strong reviews and word of mouth. Still, Iger said on the earnings call that Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot successfully launched this important franchise into the MCU.
You know what? They always talk about strong word of mouth. And listen, I think strong word of mouth, we need to start understanding what word of mouth is. Okay. If I'm coming out and I'm praising and I say, hey, this was a good movie, that's not necessarily strong word of mouth. If I say, hey, Fantastic Four is good, like that's not strong word of mouth. Strong word of mouth is, holy shit, did you just see the Fantastic Four? Oh my God, it's an amazing movie. We got to go and check it out. I got to bring a friend of mine to go and watch it with me the next time. Did you see it? You got to check it out. It's so amazing. You need like enthusiasm. That's word of mouth. Just saying that a movie is merely good and it has 91% on Rotten Tomatoes doesn't really tell you anything about how good the movie is. Like right now, Sinners and Weapons, that has the kind of word of mouth that you want to see from a movie. Like everybody's buzzing about it. Everybody can't shut up about Weapons, or they're talking about the ending, they're talking about the characters, the acting, they're buzzing about it. That's word of mouth. Fantastic Four just saying, oh, okay, yeah, it's good. Yeah, like most people, even if you liked it, you just said it's all right. And that's not gonna make me get out of my house and go to a theater for a just all right movie. If it's great and people are buzzed, oh my God, Fantastic Four, I can't wait to watch it again. That's word of mouth. So sometimes I think these outlets, they call like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes word of mouth, but then when you start looking through all the reviews, everybody's giving it like a 3 out of 5 or something like that. And it's just like, okay, it's just kind of got a lukewarm, even though it's good. It's just kind of lukewarm in terms of its reception. And that's the reason why this thing fell like a stone in the box office, because nobody really is excited about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, number one, but Pedro Pascal and the Fantastic Four, nobody cares.
Right. But I think somebody put a post up this week and I had shared it with Man of War. I had given him a call. And I think this is also a reason Marvel's brand is destroyed. Plus, I didn't realize it. Since 2004, Pedro Pipis has been in 9 projects. 9. I don't remember any other actor who did that much work in a year.
Well, just in this year alone, wasn't he in like 3 projects between Eddington, Fantastic Four, and Last of Us?
Yeah, all within like 4 weeks of each other.
Yeah, and then if you share,
16 months. I will. Just Tom, look at that. 16 months. This is everything.
That's crazy.
Well, to go off of that, like he was supposed to be in another movie, right? We lucked
He was
out.
supposed to be in Weapons.
and that's why I think Weapons actually performed the way it did. Can we imagine if he was in Weapons instead?
10.
I bet you that movie tanks.
Yeah, of course. People are, I mean, there's a reason why Liam Neeson, in front of that Naked Gun screening where he was like, and Pedro's not in it. I mean, he is a meme. It's done.
You know what's great about this image though? Not so much that it's like Warner Brothers, the first studio, and with the 6 films, to do $40 million this year so far. Is that of all those, only one is a sequel.
Oh,
which one?
Final Destination.
What's the bottom right one?
Oh yeah,
Weapons is the last one.
I haven't seen Weapons yet.
So you got Minecraft, which based on a video game, but it's still original new property.
It's original. Yeah.
Sinners, Final Destination, which was a reboot, but it's still within the same franchise. That's the only one that's technically a sequel here. Then you got F1,
You got Superman reboot,
and you got
F1,
Superman, which is technically
I thought
I don't know if I'd consider it a reboot per se.
I thought F1 was Apple.
No, it was distributed by Warner Brothers Theatrical.
Yeah.
This is what people don't understand is that Warner Brothers, what they did was Apple bought the rights from the company that made it, the One Media or whatever the hell it was, the Brad Pitt company thing. And then what they turned around to did was they in turn sold the theatrical and video rights to Warner Brothers.
Okay.
So they're then sharing the rights is what they're doing. So on the theatrical and home video side of things, Warner Brothers gets that money for the most part, and Apple then in perpetuity will have the movie for PVOD and for Apple Plus. So that's basically all they did was buy the rights for it for Apple Plus.
Gotcha.
Is what they did. And so so basically Warner Brothers, and with Superman, I mean, you could argue it's a reboot, it's whatever, it's a start of a new franchise. So it's a number one in the franchise in that respect. So even though it's based on a former property, I will still say it counts as technically original-ish. To this point, the only one that is actually a sequel is Bloodlines. And to go against what Bob Iger was just saying, like, because his whole thing was, well, we're doing original material with the Fox side of things. What that tells me is he's flat out saying is with Disney, we're not. And they're not because they're sitting here looking at their slate. They're going, well, Elio failed. And the only thing we've had this year that was a hit was Lilo and Stitch. So this is where I was afraid of guess what's coming down the pipeline from Disney? More and more remakes, reboots, sequels, retreads, you name it. And this is sad because I grabbed like a random year from the 70s, which was a really bad time for Disney. Right. And even in some of their worst years, you'd still have a handful of Disney films that we still talk about to this day. Right? Even some of the worst ones.
I agree.
Even people forget that Tron didn't even do that well at the box office, for instance. But people still talk about it.
Tron movie did great in the box office.
But they're cult hits. They're sleeper hits also. They're cult hits.
Yeah, but my point was even that came out at a time when Disney was kind of in a really bad place. And I'm thinking they're heading down into a worse spot than ever. Because there's a lot of people are saying like Hollywood and studios are dead. I said, I don't think that's the case, but I think Disney is headed down a spiral quicker than anybody else. And I don't know what's going to happen on the other end of the next 5 years when it comes to Disney if they don't change something soon.
Well, Warner Brothers proved that the studios aren't dead. Okay, like
that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
They're the ones doing it right. Disney just doesn't want to look,
change.
man. I don't know what they have invested in Pedro Pascal. I don't know like what pictures he has, what videos he has. He knows where the bodies are buried. I don't know what's going on, but he has not been proven yet to provide any kind of box office draw.
He's not a lead
TV
actor.
star at best. Yeah,
he's
a TV star at best.
He's not an anchor.
And they are sticking with him, and more so, they are making him the face of the next phase of Marvel.
Which is bad because this flopped. Come on. How much did they spend? What's the budget known? Because I've seen numbers thrown around. What's the budget for F4? Does anybody
somewhere in the $200 million range? And I bet with reshoots, it's probably more like 250, 225, somewhere in there.
Is that before marketing?
Yeah, that's before. That's the thing is everybody says Superman costs more, but I don't see that on screen. Like I see more in F4. I'm going, okay, I can see a lot of money spent on this movie, and I think they're hiding some of the costs.
Okay, so if it's at 350 total in, if it's total in, it needs to make 7 or 8, correct?
I would say be nice to say 225. So yeah, it'd be in the same spot that Superman's in, where it had to hit that $600 to $700 million range to clear it. But again, and this is where people kind of misinterpret the whole domestic versus foreign thing. Like, foreign right now, superhero movies are done. Like, between Superman and Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts and Brave New World playing the way they did foreign this year, that's the foreign audience telling you, we're done with this cape shit. We're done. We're not going to go back. It doesn't matter who it is, what it is. Maybe for Deadpool, maybe for Batman, maybe for Spider-Man. Other than that, you're not going to get any kind of guarantees anymore when it comes outside the U.S., which is fine because the U.S. box office means a hell of a lot more than the foreign box office. People need to remember that. But on the domestic side of things, the only superhero movie this year that performed was Superman. And you can chalk that up to just because it's Superman, right? Like, I mean, that's it.
I was shocked it didn't perform well globally. I keep reading all these articles saying Superman is not popular overseas. I'm like, how is he not popular?
Kind of true.
How can Superman, the greatest superhero,
Batman, Spider-Man, those two alone are the two most popular comic book characters out there, and then the Avengers and a bunch of others come in before Superman, sadly. Well, Superman was the OG. He's probably one of the most recognizable.
That's why I figured everybody would go to him. But Bo DeMaio, again, I've been following a lot of what Bo's been writing lately, the creator of X-Men 97 for Disney Plus. He wrote why he thought, well, he was talking about Superman, but he actually ended up writing why he thought Fantastic Four flop. So he goes, to those asking why I'm not so hard on Superman, the answer is I've never worked with Gunn or DC. Like Max Shankman and the writers of Fantastic Four, I've sat in the creative meetings at Marvel Studios. They're horrible. Wait till you hear how he describes working at Marvel. You basically sit in a room with Kevin Feige and Lou D'Esposito and try to pitch your movie while also realizing that Kevin just wants you to dictate his rush thoughts. Victoria used to be in these, but Kevin and Lou had so mistreated her that in one of my Blade meetings, she just showed up with sugar cookies she'd baked to help improve morale. You're even told not to try to pitch ideas from the comics because Lou isn't a big comic guy and it'll turn him off. You sit and talk about craft and story and characters only to have Kevin and Lou say, yeah, well, all we need to do is make sure it's fun and et cetera, et cetera. There's no spark. There's no vision. Marvel is a slaughterhouse factory where you watch fresh meat get spoiled as it slowly makes its way through the assembly gears of mediocre thinking and this weird hatred for their own product. This is why Robert Littlefield isn't just some bitter old man. Talking about the comic book writers is met with open contempt. I had to fight to get the Lualds involved on X-Men 97. And even then, the dismissive news with which Dana Vasquez Eberhardt spoke about them, basically telling me the OG creators were meant to be seen, not heard, just to appease fans. I wanted to co-write an episode with him, and that was Dana's response. I even remember wanting to talk to Chris Claremont and being shut down, or wanting Joe Maduria to do posters, just as I was scolded for being too friendly with fans, or coming off too much as one. I mean, he goes on, and it's just interesting, the insight that he gives, that they just do not give a shit what their creatives say. And when it comes to legends that fans actually were, it's like, could you imagine how they must have treated Stan Lee?
But see, you know what, George, I could understand if their movies are making money and they're being proven right. The problem is they haven't been making money for a while, right? They have been proven wrong, and they still refuse to look at that.
I know, that's my point. It's like when they were on the, king of the mountain, top of the hill from phase 1 through 3, you could say
James Gunn,
they found their secret sauce, whatever it was. But 4, 5, and now 6 is dead. It's gone. My point is, how would they have actually treated Stan Lee if they view them as disposable now?
We already kind of know. Because they've pretty much treated him as disposable. They've treated him as a fucking prop for the last 15, 20. Yeah, 50. Being a mascot would even be nice. I would call it being a prop, because a lot of times, have you seen some of the video? There's that documentary that guy did where you kind of see the other side of this. And it's like, at some point, you're just like, he doesn't even want to do this anymore. They're like literally propping him up there and forcing him to do some of these things. And it's like, he even had that one shot where that one scene come out where he's like, do we really have to do this? And he's like, yes, you have to do this. The other guy, like his handler guy, is like, yes, we have to do this. It's a necessity and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you could tell just in the guy's voice, he just doesn't have it anymore. The poor guy just wants to go home and take a nap or whatever, whatever it is, he's being pushed and used as worse than a mascot. Cause at least most mascots, I mean, unless you're talking about an animal, right?
Right.
They're hired, they're paid, they're there to do a job at least. In this case, this guy, even though he was being paid, these other people were sucking off him like leeches, and they were just basically pushing him to the end, right? He became a brand. He became a product. He wasn't even a person by that point. They were treating him like nothing more than that. And that
I
to me
mean,
is
from a
sad.
fan's perspective, it doesn't seem like they have any respect for the source material. They don't have any respect for the artists, the original
None.
creators. It never felt like that, which is pretty sad when you consider that you're making all of this money, but you don't respect your audience.
Dude, for them
come on.
to slam Bo DeMaio for wanting to speak to Chris Claremont is crazy.
I agree.
Chris Claremont wrote some of the best X-Men stories ever written.
Hell yeah.
But that doesn't, because they can't insert their ideology into that, and that's the whole point of Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars and all of that shit. They want to push their ideology through the material, and they can't do that if they're talking to real comic book writers. They can't do that if they're talking to real fans and real creatives. They gotta dumb those people down in order to push through all of their bullshit. So it's because that's the whole point of it. And then of course to just cash in as much as possible.
But again, how many lessons can they learn though, right? It's like, how much money can they keep losing?
I think it's gonna have to be
not a USAID
Doomsday.
They got to make money off of us,
right? But wait a minute. Well, what if? Here's the thing: they're bringing everybody back for Doomsday, right? Downey.
That's a flop.
Now, to me, if that flops, there's no way they can deny it. If they're bringing all their heavy hitters back, that's it. I mean, I think it's over now.
But George, even if Doomsday does well, even if Secret Wars does well,
but I just don't think there's the juice in it.
No, and here's the thing: even if they do well, I think people see this as a jumping off point.
Right.
It's like, hey, let's just end it on a good note, and I'm done with the MCU completely.
Yeah.
Or take a 10-year break. Take a 10-year break.
Yeah, allow people
to do something else.
Like best case scenario, the movies do well, but no one cares after that.
Right. And then they're going to
that's when
crank
we're
out
going to
another.
dive into the X-Men. They're going to try to build the X-Men up at that point and, do a whole X-Men. I think they'll push pause on like Avengers and Marvel and all of that. And they'll focus on the X-Men. I don't know, maybe the Fantastic
I mean, not
Four.
according to Feige. You heard what he said about the next phase and the next things he wants to do.
I thought that was X-Men.
I think they're confused with what to do with X-Men.
Like,
That's
they
the
went
thing.
to
I think
Black
they're too
Panther 3
scared.
and all this other shit.
Oh, it is because Coogler's gearing up for pre-production for Black Panther 3.
They ain't learning shit. They're like, well, we would like to do Blade, but we don't want to just do a movie about a guy who's dressed in leather killing vampires. It's like, motherfucker, that's Blade.
Yeah, okay.
Like, Blade should be the easiest thing for you to pump out right now. Like, how hard is this? Not only at this point, it's like, cut Mahershala Ali a check, say, it's been nice knowing you. We will work on you with you in the future. We'll come up with something else. But guess what? Old man Blade. 3 fucking picture deal. Wesley Snipes, get your ass in the gym. Let's go. Come on. And he's ready to go. Everybody's ready to go. That would be something that would get. He wants to do it, Verbal. He wants to do it. You know what? He's fucking Blade.
Wesley Snipes is almost 70 years old, man.
I don't give a shit. I don't even know why they gave him white hair on his beard and all that other shit. Had they just done the blackness, he looks almost exactly like he did 40 years ago, Verbal.
He's still in good shape.
He's in good goddamn shape. Just get him out there real quick, and that's what people would love to see. And those things wouldn't cost you much, other than Wesley Snipes is the most expensive part of those movies at this point. Get them done. Make a couple of those while you're working on all this other shit. Because you're right, like they're so hung up on what to do with the X-Men. They're trying to finagle this whole idea. Do we bring back the First Class? Do we bring back Hugh Jackman and all these other people? Because will anybody else ever accept anybody but Hugh Jackman as Wolverine? It's like, yes, Henry Cavill, get his ass in there.
Well, cool. I think
it's like, how hard is this?
I
But
think
Kevin Feige works against himself, so yeah.
He does. I think Josh Brolin kind of nailed it this weekend. He gave an interview to Collider, which I was going to play for everybody because it ties into this perfectly, except they keep popping up ads. So I'm just going to read it. I'm going to pull this up real quick. He was giving an interview for, hold on. Where did you go? For Weapons. And he said something fascinating, which we've talked about before. He goes, you're looking for great filmmakers and you're hoping that there's another new good filmmaker out there. Right now, with so much content, you're just watching things on whatever streaming service you're on and you're just going, fuck, why is this so boring, man? Why? and just go to the next thing. It's all the same shit. And then somebody not only takes the horror genre, but then fucks with it and then does something on the edge of absurdity, and it's sort of humorous. So it's keeping you off balance. Enough for him to have an emotional impact ultimately. I think he was spot on. He's saying that all this content being bombarded is just
too much
dribble.
Yeah, you're like, you can't even, like, you know, when we were growing up, what do we have? Like maybe 50 years of total, like if you get to the mid 80s, let's say, when I was first starting to get into Hollywood and all of that, you know, you had like 50 years of previous history or so of stuff to watch and dig into and everything. Now, look where we are now. This is 40 years later. You have damn near 100 years of Hollywood on all of these streaming services. It's just too much. It's so much to watch. And you have television shows, you have movies, you have anime now stepping into the mix. There's way too much to watch, and none of it feels that special. Everything just feels kind of ordinary, like, yeah, let's just do another one of these. You know, like I heard people talking about bringing the procedurals back, and it's like, okay, bring the procedurals back, but do something with it. Make it interesting. Do a twist. Don't just bring back the same old, you know, NCIS, and then we're just going to go through a season of that. Yeah, it's cheap, it's easy, but I'm bored of that. I'm not watching that. I want something that I can absolutely sink my teeth into that I haven't seen before. And the way Disney is doing things, where it's just sequels and prequels and remakes and reboots, and they're just taking IP from 40 years ago and they're just going to, you know, throw it in a microwave, pop it around a little bit, and then throw it back out. And it's like, come on, guys, can't you do anything better than this with your, you know, all of the money that you got, all of the creativity that's out there in Hollywood and across the world? That's why K-pop Demon Hunters is taking off.
It is. How is that possible? My nieces keep watching this thing, and they're like,
because George, it's new, it's different, it's not something that they're accustomed to. They haven't seen it like this. That's the reason why that movie came out of absolutely nowhere, and it has absolutely destroyed the world. Everybody's singing the songs. It's crazy. I saw it. It's a fine movie. I don't think it's a bad movie, but the reason that it's taken off is because Hollywood is just same old remakes, reboots, blah 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 blah. And we're all sick of it. We're sick of it.
Wait till what's coming up. Again, a video that I'm working on. I was looking at every movie that's been greenlit and that has started in pre-production. Okay. And television series. One Tree Hill coming back. Buffy the Vampire Slayer coming back. Murder, She Wrote coming back.
Where's the creative? Where are they at? Like, there's no creative people anywhere in Hollywood that can come up with a new idea. Sheesh, man, I'm tired of this crap.
This is what I'm wondering. I know Hollywood lacks the imagination. I was again having the same discussion with a brother of mine, and I was throwing out this theory that I had. Do you think it's possible that there are studios who are listening, but they're getting the wrong message? The same way, and I'm going to tie the whole show together. We talked about the pacifiers for adults, right? The cratering of the culture, the people who are fucking buying diapers so they can feel like babies again, right? And then you have all these old shows. You think Hollywood is just giving people like culture cinema, comfort cinema? Like, you want to be in a coma? Go back to the old years. We're going to give it to you. You think that's what it's about, maybe? Like, they might be listening, but doing the wrong thing?
I think they're just doing what's easy.
Okay.
Hollywood is risk averse. You know, that's why we're going to get a 50-year-old Reed Richards versus a 60-year-old Dr. Doom. Like, who's coming to watch that? Why would a little kid, why would a teenager be interested in that? And that's in the MCU. We're getting all of these old characters that are just coming back. Everything in Doomsday is just going to, Patrick Stewart. Like, why?
But who's going to watch it? Who's going to watch Buffy the Vampire Hunter Slayer? It would only be people who saw the original.
Who saw the original, right?
But you're not building a new audience.
I can't get my kids into that's why, anime is taking over. All right. That's why Korea and K-pop Demon Hunters, that's taken over. And it's going worldwide. Remember, Hollywood used to be the centerpiece of entertainment, and it's lost that title. It's going elsewhere. It's going to the East.
Like, who's going to watch Murder, She Wrote? That was before my time.
You love Murder, She Wrote, don't you?
No, that was before. Who the fuck is going to watch? Dante, you going to watch Murder, She Wrote?
Dude, I didn't watch it when it aired.
It was great.
My grandmother watched that. It's just insane what's going on. And then there's this article from World of Real. This guy who wants to work for Warner Brothers, he's written a script that he wants to pitch. I thought it was interesting. I was going to share with y'all. 2 weeks ago, I reported on Zach Cregger's plans to pitch a Gotham set DC movie. Now we have an update on the project, which the filmmaker is fully committed to bringing to life. The Hollywood Reporter reports that the title. The Hollywood Reporter reports. Okay, the Hollywood Reporter reports that the title of Cregger's DC movie is Henchman, a project he's eager to make but hasn't pitched to DC studios yet. It might even be based on an episode from Batman the Animated Series. The story centers on a low-level henchman in Gotham who unexpectedly incapacitates Batman, finally earning the street cred he's always wanted. Harley Quinn and Joker feature in the script, which Cregger has described as the best thing I've ever written. Crafted before his 2022 breakout hit Barbarian. What do y'all think? They're saying he's going to pitch it to Gunn. I just don't know. I just don't know the purpose anymore of all these pitches. It's like there was this Reddit piece under the Critical Drinker Reddit, I guess, tag. And it was actually relaying back and forth. I haven't checked the numbers, so I do not know if these are accurate. But it was relaying if even Superman was a hit because it was comparing the numbers. Of course, this is from 26 days ago, so you have to take into account Gunn's Superman's gross today, which is 576 million.
Sure.
But according to this, again, haven't checked the numbers, are saying the original Superman from 79, if it was adjusted for inflation in 2025, it'd be at 1.4 billion. Man of Steel would be at 903. Superman 2 would be at 825. Superman Returns would be at 609. Superman 3, 253. And they have Superman, which again, those numbers are wrong because those are from 26 days ago. And then Superman 4 Quest for Peace at 83 million. I'm curious if that's right. Again,
it's not totally wrong.
Okay, because what I wonder is again, I'm not a Snyder bro. I like the Snyder cut and I like BVS extended. I did, but I'm curious if Warner Brothers cancels. I know, but I liked it better, except for two pieces. I did. I liked the way it was edited, but I did. What I'm curious is if they yanked Snyder's DCU because BVS made 800 something million.
But it also cost 300 and some million to make.
I know, I get that.
And it was expected to make over $1 billion. See, this is the problem.
That's what I don't get. So they changed.
First of all, everybody keeps comparing Superman to Man of Steel. Nobody ever said Man of Steel was a flop or a failure, right? If it was, we wouldn't have got BVS, right? BVS was an overcorrection because it underperformed, considering what had been going on in the Marvel Universe. BVS is the reason why Zack Snyder got fired. People forget this because BVS came out and had one of the biggest openings ever, but also had one of the biggest drops ever once word of mouth got out there that this thing was a bloated piece of shit.
Right, but my point is it still made that 800 some odd million.
You want to know what most of that was? The opening weekend. And that's the point. Like, it's still not as, like, I get what you guys are saying, but you guys look at they spent nearly $400 million just on the movie alone, plus all the other stuff. So this movie was way in over its head to begin with. And they were expecting it to, and not to mention Civil War just kicked its ass.
Yeah.
And made almost twice as much 2 months prior.
No, I get all that. I understand that.
So again, we're at this place where people they're trying to compare apples to apples when it's not. It's a bunch of apples to oranges. Because all these people that were there during that regime are gone. They're fucking gone. No, so I know everybody's big question, and I know the question you're asking is, why would you not make these movies when they supposedly look like they're making money? Why would you do that and then sit here and say that this movie is making money? Because it is. These are completely different people with completely different expectations that went into this whole thing with a completely different understanding of what these movies were going to do now. That's why James Gunn kept saying, this movie was never made to make $1 billion. BVS was made to make $1 billion. Man of Steel was made to make $1 billion. Like, that was their breaking point. It had to. There was no lower ground.
I get that part, but it's like I feel like they're changing. It's like this was made to make $1 billion, it didn't, so we're going to scrap this. This wasn't made to make $1 billion, so if it hits this number, it's successful. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of. And people, I know, I get where some people are like, well, that doesn't really make sense. Yes, it does, because this is the rebuilding, right? Like, people are saying Superman's not doing that well. It is doing way better than you think. Look at how the Marvel Universe is doing. Right? Fantastic Four is failing.
That's why I wasn't comparing.
The Thunderbolts
Marvel.
failed. Brave New World failed. Right now, Marvel is the MCU is in the DCU, as I've been saying for the last few months. Right? It is on its deathbed. Superman coming out and doing what it's doing, that's a breath of fresh air for because this was, if like I said a few months ago, if Superman had failed, you can pretty much say goodbye to superhero movies. Like studios would have ended it all. They'd been like, no more of this cape shit. We're done.
Yeah,
we're not spending this kind of money. Superman and the DC universe going forward have been budgeted and set up in a way that all they have to do is like Clayface, $40 million budget. It's basically got to make what a low-level horror movie has to make. Supergirl, we don't know the budget yet, but I bet you it's closer to about 100 million, which means it has to make 200-300 million and it'll probably be okay. Like, that's what we're saying here is like, this is a completely different world, completely different setup to where Marvel, what's their next movie? Doomsday and Spider-Man. Like, these are movies that we know Spider-Man will probably do okay. Doomsday is going to be the most expensive movie ever made when it's all said and done. We already know this, and ain't nobody can argue with that because the cast
based on
alone.
Robert Downey Jr.'s paycheck alone.
Bingo! Between that and the Russo brothers, right there makes it almost the most expensive movie ever made already. So you've got Fantastic Four leading into Spider-Man, leading into Doomsday, which I guarantee you Spider-Man is going to have fuck all to do with Doomsday because that movie was meant to come out after Doomsday. The only reason it's coming out is because it's got a fucking script that's ready to go. That's it. Like, the Marvel Universe is fucking floundering at this point. At least the DC Universe is going forward with a plan.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't talking about Marvel. That's why I wasn't talking.
And I get what you're saying. Like, on the grand scheme of things, when the Snyderverse came out, comic book movies were in a completely different place. People going to see movies were in a completely different place.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
Like, that's the thing.
Tom is making a really good point right there. That's kind of where I've been with superhero genre back when Man of Steel dropped was in a completely different spot than where it is right now. Everybody's been screaming superhero fatigue over the last couple of years, and now Superman comes out on the end of the that, trying to build something new where people are pretty much checked out and they're saying, look, I'm done with superhero movies. Here comes Superman, and it seems like people enjoy it and it's reinvigorated the genres to a certain extent. People are looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with James Gunn's universe next. Marvel on the other end is like, you guys are falling off. You guys are on the tail end. Everybody's talking about rebooting it. Hey, you guys got to wait for 5 years before you come back and do something new. So I think it's a different spot. Man of Steel came out, the year after Avengers came out? So think about where you were and where the superhero genre was at that time. It was at an all-time high. Everybody was pumped. Everybody was excited. Oh, shit. DC is about to start their cinematic universe. Oh, okay. Man of Steel is the first one. Let's see what it is. That's where things were. Trying to do the comparisons between eras is just, in my opinion, it's just kind of crazy. Okay,
can I give you a little
example at this stage? Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
Oh no, you're exactly where I'm coming from, Derek. But I think this example kind of gives kind of what I'm trying to say. This is like trying to release a disco song in the midst of Saturday Night Fever, compared to at the end of disco, right? Like, do you know what one of the last disco hits was? Funky Town. Like the fact that became a fucking hit in like, what was it, 1981, 82? It was a disco song and everybody's like, a fucking disco song? Like, okay, that's what Superman is right now, is a disco song becoming a hit when everybody says disco fucking sucks.
Yeah, I know, I get that. I get that. It's
that's
funny
basically what you got.
It's just,
is it a big, huge hit? No, but it's a bigger hit than what was expected, because we were all expecting, this thing probably would.
But even more important than it being a hit, man, I think what Superman did is it at least gave us a foundation of where this is going.
Right. That's really
and a positive one at that, a positive foundation of where the DC universe is going. So it did its job in a lot of ways. And maybe, it's not getting, the international love that I'm actually surprised it's not getting, to be honest with you. Like, I thought it'd do a lot better overseas. But who cares? I love the fact that it's doing so well domestically, because it's showing that, hey, Americans will still go watch a fucking movie. But it could have done a little bit better. But my thing is, I still feel like DC right now under Gunn is in a better place, a better position than the MCU. The MCU is gone. It's dead.
What I find interesting is how expectations can change so much. That's what I was finding interesting. The expectations were back then that the superhero movies had to make $1 billion. It didn't hit
because that was the standard.
No, I got it.
Was
It's
that
so
make the
funny.
building
You're talking, yeah, I get it. The other thing is I really want to know over long term, which we won't know for the next few years. Do people want lighter DC or darker? I'm curious to know which they prefer in the long
Well, James
run.
Gunn, it looks like he's doing both, man, because Peacemaker comes out this month, and
Right.
that is rated R as hell. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I don't
I'm
know.
interested.
I mean, the
I'm
first thing
interested
he
to
did
find
was
out.
what Creature Commandos. That was hard R. That was a hard R cartoon.
haven't
And then
seen
it
it.
goes to Superman, and then we're gonna get Peacemaker hard R. It looks like Lantern is gonna be hard R, and then we're gonna go to Supergirl. It's like
do you have
changing
confidence in that
contrast.
Supergirl? I don't have any confidence. in
I'm looking
Supergirl.
forward to Supergirl, man. I
I
got to
think
tell you,
Supergirl's gonna
I
do a
love
lot
the
better than
direction
a
it's
lot of
going in. And look, and
Calling him bitch in the end pissed me off. I didn't like that.
I get where he's going with it, man. It's look, we already got the Boy Scout, right? We already got Superman. I like the fact that we have another Kryptonian who's a little fucked up, right? Like she's not all right.
You were in therapy, like Tony
we need that.
Soprano?
We need that difference. Otherwise, she's just a female
Right.
Clark Kent.
I know.
Right?
Do you think the
Which is
public will buy
boring.
it? You think the
But
public?
I think a
will
lot
buy
of
it?
I honestly think a lot of women are gonna dig that Girls Gone Wild, Wild Child, Supergirl. I
Which
think
is
a lot
good
of
because we
women,
need the women to support these things, man. So if she could capture that,
Well, that would be
Yeah.
good. I would like to
I
know.
know how popular the character of Harley Quinn was and how
Mhm.
people like that bad girl kind of, and I think Supergirl is going to lean into a lot of that. A lot of girls or ladies are going to say, hey, I like the bad girl Supergirl. Let me go and watch that. Kind of the same way they felt about Harley Quinn. Birds of Prey was standing, people
Oh,
don't
that
people
was
like the
shit.
character of Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
more
yeah,
than
I
they
got what
actually
you're
watched the
saying.
movie.
Well, because they Pedro'd her too when they were doing Harley and everything. Harley.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. Yeah.
God. And I love Margot Robbie, but that was just too much, too quick.
Yeah, look, Dark Her fan says women love Jason Momoa, and he's going to be in that movie as well. So yeah,
Now I am looking forward to seeing him as Lobo. I just don't. Well, that's going to be interesting. About that, with I don't know. I don't like somebody. Her calling Kal-El, calling Superman bitch. That just irritated the hell out of me. It just did. It bothered the hell. I'm like, what? Yeah, I don't like the way she spoke to him. So I guess we'll see. This is going to be the last video we're going to look at, and then we will move on to wrap everything up. I had this from a couple of weeks ago, but I kept forgetting to share it. It's Warner Brothers' new animation for Batman. I'm not looking forward to this. I love old DC animation, just Aztec Batman. Yep. I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Why is he a bat?
Yeah, no idea.
What's the lore behind this? Why did he? I know why Bruce Wayne became Batman. I know why he's a bat. Why is this guy a bat? Does he have the same fear? Is that what's going on? This is
I don't
stupid.
know.
And how do they expect to compete with anime and things like that with this art style? This is trash.
It is. It's funny. It's DC animation to me. I loved it years ago.
Absolutely.
It was the reverse. I have all of the collection. It's classic. Movies weren't that good, but the animation was hot. Now the movies are good and the animation is bad. I don't know. It seems like they should be leveling up with anime. And they're not. Spoiler alert. The Aztecs lost.
Zero interest.
Yeah.
James Gunn should be ashamed of himself. That's trash.
I don't
never
know why
would
I
agree
did
with
that.
That bullshit. That's trash.
Yeah, I wonder if it was greenlit and made before him.
Maybe before, maybe something
Yeah,
they had.
'cause
They got to release it. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But yeah,
because it makes no sense. And then this crazy thing happened, which I mentioned right at the top of the show. In Australia, because they've had a lot of migrant crime, people using machetes, illegals. Australia just announced this.
From the 1st of September, when the ban on machetes takes place, we are rolling out through Victoria Police at 24/7 police stations the safe disposal bins. These will be at locations right across the state. They'll be locations where people can come and lawfully dispose of any machete that they may already have at one of these bins safely and securely. And we've done this because we want to get these knives.
Machetes. Machete bins, Derek. Machete bins. Not going after criminals. Turn in your machetes.
oh my gosh, man.
Because that works.
What is it? Where is that at?
Australia. In one part of Australia. It's yeah.
Australia has fallen. They fell a long time ago. Right?
They did. They did. And I also have a new video with an update about Coach Reeves in the WNBA.
pulling things onto the court. Obviously, you guys know what the object is. And I just want to comment on it's been going on for centuries.
They have ruined they just...
That was brilliant. Let me share. I gotta share this one, man. One of my favorite where is it at? God, can I find it quickly? One of my favorite memes that I've seen on this whole scenario. Is this it? No. Wait. Do super chats. I'll find it.
Mark Daly for $5. Always with great chats. The WNBA is the only league where the wives and girlfriends section is the entire stadium. Yes, you are absolutely correct. And now they got free sex toys. Torgo the White for $2. Anti-dildo netting at WNBA is the best timeline. Yeah, that is one way to look at it. It is. I mean, could you imagine that? The nuts that are up. You know they're just gonna buy.
I found it. Here it is. I'm putting it in the private chat.
You just added a new challenge to the game. That's all.
Yeah,
that's
they're
all they
buy
did.
them. They're just gonna buy them. Hold on. Oh God. Hold on. That's a good one. It's gonna... Pay us what we are worth. Here you go.
And back to business.
And we go back. It's just too funny. Hold on. We got to play the. I didn't know there was more of it. Damn it. I cut it too soon. She wasn't done.
The sexualization of women. This is the latest version of that. And it's not
just crazy.
It's funny. It's totally funny.
Red French Moon for €2. Now can they stop with seasons years apart? From your lips to God's ears. Yes. Who in the world? I grew up where a show season would finish 3 months later. You'd have the next season. Not like, what the hell was that about? That's why now I wait for everything to finish when they're like, I do, and then I watch it because it's just not. I don't want to wait.
I get it.
Years.
I get it. A lot of these prestige shows could not be that way. It's not like TNG or some of these other shows where they're set up to be 22 episodes or 24 episodes a season. I get it, but at this point, how can you make a show like this not knowing you're going to go into a second season? How do you not have it ready to start shooting? How are you not already, full bore ahead? In this instance with this, when you know you're just adapting something that already exists, right? Like this is just cut and paste, right? Like that to me makes absolutely no sense. And that was my gripe too, because I agree with this, and this is why he's saying it, because this to me is like so stupid, because I was very hyped and I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the show so much I watched it twice. But that was 2 years ago, and it'll be 3 years by the time this show comes out. So then am I expected again to go through 8 hours or whatever it is of the show again, just so I can get caught back up?
Right.
I don't think I should have to.
Maybe that's why
a lot of the bigger animes, what they're doing now is they're shooting 2 seasons back to back. So they're, because the artwork and the animation is just insane. It's hard to do. And so they're doing 2 seasons back to back, and then they'll release them 1 year at a time. And then by the time it's around to 3rd season, after they see how the 1st season did, they're saying, okay, now we can go to season 3. And then they start ramping that up. So then they'll get to season 2. They'll be working on season 3 while season 2 is shooting, and then they'll drop season 3 the following year. So I think that's the way that they should do it.
That makes more sense if you're going to do that. Yeah.
Seasons. And just, especially if you know that you got a hit, just go ahead.
It gets the conveyor belt rolling.
Well, yeah, because so when we see One Piece in the summer of 2026, if season 3 has already been renewed, like they said, they should be filming it and they can. So we have a few months later, the next one, not 2 more. It's like Shogun. Shogun was one of my favorite shows last year, and then it got greenlit for 2 because they're going to go beyond the book. They're going to take from real history, but it's not going to be out till I think 2027. 2027 is like, come on.
Next season of Shogun.
Yeah, 2020. It's the end of 2020. It's either September of 2026 or January of 20. And that's come on. How many people you're going to lose are going to remember it?
Look at the few, and that's the thing is people gripe about, these shows only lasting 2-3 seasons. I'm like, this is probably one of the main reasons why, other than just Netflix not continuing the stuff that is actually successful. But look at a problem like you have like with Stranger Things, where they're finally on their final season.
Mm-hmm.
They started the show and what was it? 11 was actually like 11 years old.
Yeah.
Now she's collecting Social Security.
Basically, or she looks like it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're at this point where it's like, Jesus criminy. Like, I mean, and that's the same thing here with this One Piece thing. It looks cool and fun, but like some of these kids already are getting a little older than they were.
And so Luffy's got to stay young because that's his. Like, you can't age Luffy. Mark Daly for $5. Better question: what kind of loser mocks a man who risks his life to protect his fellow citizens? I agree. So many people today, you see, it's just like, you know what? I think we'll talk about this Wednesday, because I really wanted to talk about it today. But what happened in Cincinnati? Have you, what happened with the people who got beat? Benny Johnson has been raising money for one of the women, the woman who has suffered brain injuries because of her beatdown. But you see it so much in today's society where people are actually filming something. Doesn't matter if it's in Ohio or Florida, California. Somebody's being hurt. Somebody's being hit. Somebody's being taken advantage of. And someone's like, hey, filming it. It's like, asshole, put the phone down and go help.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Thank you for that, Mark Daly. The Libra review for $5. So are you telling me the WNBA built the wall? Yes. Yep, they built the wall. They're keeping everybody out. They're just going to throw something else. Dark Hierophant, always great to see you. Remember, for 8 months, WNBA is going femme by putting fishnets around the court. They are. They are. Where is Verbal? So we can start wrapping up and sign it off. Let me see. Till Verbal gets right back, I'll share you this video. SNL shared this on the Blue Jeans.
My jeans tell me I'm a man.
My jeans tell me I'm a woman.
They tell me I'm relaxed. That I'm skinny.
A child.
Yo, you don't know me, jeans.
I'm not a style. I'm not a size.
That's not me.
Introducing Levi Woes, sizeless, style neutral, gender non-conforming denim for a generation that defies labels.
What's my size? Why don't you try asking me about my accomplishments? What colors do they come in?
Colors? I'm triggered.
This color. Can you label this color?
That is the color grab.
They not brown, but they not brown. Less tall pockets sold separately. Yo, who says I have hands?
They come in men's and women's.
Nah.
Do they come in person? That's why Woke's got Unifly.
180 degrees of gender non-conforming.
Is this skit from 2016? Because that's when it would actually have been funny.
That's funny.
It is funny.
It would have been funny 10 years ago. This to me is them just trying to.
They're trying hard. Yeah.
Yeah, trying too hard now. It's like, no. You bought into this other shit. You don't get to do these kind of jokes now. No. See, you made your bed. You get to fucking sleep in it. Yeah. Right? To me, this is no.
Did you see that Ghost is being remade?
Oh my love.
Yes. Channing Tatum is going to be.
What?
Yes, I have it here.
He's no Patrick Swayze.
I agree with you, but it's and Demi
you need
Moore.
You need a man who's so almost gay yet straight as fuck to play in this. Like, you can't. Nobody is ever going to be like that again. Patrick Swayze is a unicorn.
It says Ghost is getting a remake. What did Hollywood think? And Demi Moore isn't keen on the idea of Channing Tatum rebooting the 1990 weepy that turned her into a superstar. Won Whoopi Goldberg an Oscar and immortalized Patrick Swayze as a sensitive spectral pinup.
You just leave it alone.
Yeah, it's not being left alone. Who in their right mind would remake Ghost? Well, it's Channing Tatum. He's been developing a reboot of the film since 2023. Unmoved by the idea, Moore just last week poured cold water on the project in an interview with Variety. There are some films better left alone. She won't have anything to do with it. So Channing Tatum is moving forward without her. It's just
What, is
one
he
of those
making it a parody or something?
I have no idea. He says he wants to reboot it because the world deserves, this generation deserves its own version of Ghost.
So
They
write
can't-
a different movie, an original movie. All right. There's plenty of ideas out there in Hollywood. I don't understand the need to remake and all of that crap.
They
all
have
right?
one called Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. If you need that, just go watch the old one. And 9 times out of 10, it's, going to be better than whatever it is you're about to do. It's like they're just so locked into the remake shit, man. Oh,
Look
Officer
at-
and the Gentleman on top.
They're
of it.
remaking that with Miles Teller.
Miles
And the only
Teller.
reason they're doing this is because he kind of looks like him. What the fucking do?
Yeah.
Like, this is another stupid thing I keep seeing all the time. Just like with what's his face, Winter Soldier Bucky. What's his real name?
Sebastian
Sebastian
Stan.
Stan, and everybody's like, oh, he should play Luke Skywalker. It's like, why? Because he has a passing resemblance to a young Luke Skywalker in the right light. Like, that is not a reason to remake something or recast somebody or do this kind of thing. To me, it's like, no, you got to find somebody who has more than just the look, right? We learned that from fucking Solo. Like, they miscast the wrong guy in that one. Like, we knew the guy that should have been cast, and yeah. So.
And Sean Astin is running for president.
What?
SAG president.
Yes, SAG president.
The Film Actors Guild president.
I just had to wait. I had to see your face, D.
Like, wait a minute, what?
Yes, we're gonna have Sam. Anyway, all right, everybody. Before we're finished, I'm waiting another few seconds for Verbal so he can come right back, so he can sign off and tell you everything that's coming up with him. You're gonna raid over to Mr. Brown's Alliance when we're done. Thank you, everybody, for your support. You've been amazing. You've been brilliant. Check out my videos. And then we will start with the DA. What you got coming up, my good friend? And tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, tonight the DA's office will be talking about all of these same topics, but hanging out. I have some good news. I just became a grandfather. My son, yeah,
really?
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we're going to be celebrating my new granddaughter that was just born on Friday. Looking forward to seeing her and experiencing her. I'll be going and doing some family stuff right after this, but then I will be back for the DA's office. Catch me on Film Threat Versus on Monday, and then, of course, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, we do the nightcap where we're hanging out, talking, having a good time. So thank you, George. Once again, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Can't wait to see you next week. Love this panel. Tom, what you got coming up on Midnight's Edge? Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Morning show tomorrow. Other than that, who knows? I'm gonna try and take some vacay time.
Oh,
some
cool.
point here. So yeah,
it's always
Go
good.
Bug Mikey.
That's cool. Mikey right now is at Universal having a good time. Mexican
is.
Iron Man is getting down. And speaking of Mexican Iron Man, while I look for this video was released this week about what's headed into our future. In the next 10 years, yes, robots will be everywhere in every form. They will have real flesh. This is an example that was released this week.
This is Melody, one of our robots. She speaks various languages, and she's built in a modular fashion. So we can take off her face, replace it with another face, and have her speaking as a different character. Our skills are having very realistic skin, and our AI is very different. It's functioned to create companion and friendship and social type interactions with people. So our robots don't do physical human labor, but they're really meant for personal interaction. So you can think about it as
You know what that means. We know what that means.
Yeah, we know what that
Social companions.
at a theme park, at a conference like this, or even at a senior's home where they can keep people company.
I'm Melody, your charming companion from Realbotics. We're all about creating customizable, human-like robots designed for connection and play. Basically, the perfect blend of technology and companionship. Why did the robot go on a diet? Because it had too many bites.
She can smile, so I'll have her smile and surprise.
But the thing is if we look at Moore's Law, again, 5 to 10 years, they're going to look like what we've seen in movies. I know, Razorburn, I'm not for it either. Fembots, though, are going to be real. Cherry 2000 will be here soon. It's just very frightening. All right, I don't know where Verbal is. So please go check out his channel, The Verbal Riot Show. He always brings you great things. He spells out what's going on in Hollywood and the culture, and he's always got your back. Other than that, bless you all for your support. I will see you hopefully back on FAFO with Ron Coleman and Mark Mitchell this Tuesday night. Last week I had to postpone it. Hopefully the realtor doesn't say we're going to have somebody coming over to check out the house. If not, I will be here. Check the YouTube community posts and you know what's up. Then we have Slayer Unchained, and then we'll be back here next Sunday. I love you all. I wish you a great week. Remember, we're fighters with one unbreakable rule. We never bow down. We never bend the knee. Go tell Mr. Brown's lines. George said hello. Love ya.